right, I'm waiting for the guest speaker. Sorry, we had some network issues. Here we are. You're here, click on like, click on share. Hajia, Bola, if you're here, kindly comment. I've not seen you, but let me just see what's going on. Okay, I see people are here. I'm waiting for the guest speaker. Dr. Fabio, welcome. Okay, we're waiting for the guest speaker. Good evening. Hey, so, all right, let's see. I'm just waiting for the guest speaker. I added her. And Hajia Bola, if you're here, kindly let me know. All right, I've not seen anything saying adding her, so I'm still waiting. How is everybody doing today? Is everybody doing well? Me, I did fine, no, alhamdulillah. If there's life, there's always hope, Habib. So let's just always be grateful to God for everything, huh? All right, while we're waiting for her, let's see how everybody is doing in the building. How is everybody doing? I'm still looking. I've not seen her. So hopefully she's going to join soon. Let's see. I've not seen her. If you're here, click on share, click on like, and comment. So that way I do know you guys are here. Eh? I'm waiting for Hajia Bola, the baddest practitioner, the wellness practitioner, to come educate us on domestic violence, also with mental health and depression. If so, I'm not seeing her here. Oh, okay, I see. Abdurrahman Olawale asked me to join. Sure. I'm adding him while we're waiting for her. If your screen is dark, I'm not sure it says, Brother Abdurrahman, your screen is dark. I cannot see you. Baba Majo to me. Would you only see our Brother Abdurrahman, I cannot see your screen. I can see it's dark. Falake, welcome. Hajia Bola, if you're on, I've not seen you. And I did add you, but I don't know what's going on. Let me check to see what's happening. Okay, I just sent her a message. Thanks for your patience. Brother Abdurrahman, you requested to join, but however, your screen is dark. I don't know if you guys can see him. Eh? Okay. Are you saying something? Because I can't hear you. Let me reduce my music. Hello? Brother Amar? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. How
Hello.
are you? How are you?
I'm good, good, good. Very good.
Good. Awesome. Thanks for joining.
Today is Friday.
Today is Friday. Yes.
Juma Mubarak.
Juma Mubarak, bro. And thanks for honoring me yesterday with all your business page. I salute you, brother. I'm honored.
Yeah, it's okay.
More appreciate you.
I mean.
Look, and you are so. We always care. We always care. Exactly. We always love. We're good people, you know.
I know,
So,
I know, I know.
Eshonga, Jazakallah
Yeah,
Khaira.
it's okay.
I appreciate.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So you have something to tell the group because you're on like the speaker right now. I'm waiting for the other speaker to come in.
And we are waiting for you. We are waiting for you to lead us to
Okay, you're
start the
waiting for me
program.
to lead you. However, when you
Yeah, yeah.
request to, bring you on the video, it's like you want to talk to everyone.
No, no, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
not yet.
requested to be on the video so they can hear you now.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you want me to take you out and you can be commenting and anytime you want to come
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah,
in?
yeah, yeah. You can take me
Okay.
out. You can take me out. I'll come back
Thank
in.
you so much, though. I appreciate you, Eshonga.
All right, okay. All right.
Okay, thank you. Guess. All right. So he just came to say hi to all of us. He's part of the group. So we're waiting for Hajia Bola. She said she's going to be here shortly. So I'm just waiting for her. I'm waiting for the U.S. Baddest Wellness Practitioner. She's American Nigerian. So she will come and educate us on things like that. She loves those topics and she's very vast in it. She said, I'm online. I'm online. However, I don't know why I'm not seeing her. I sent you a request to join. I want to make the most of summer without breaking the bank. So I shopped Kohl's Friends and Family sale. With my 25% off coupon, I headed to the store and got shorts for $14.99. Let me see. She's kind of trying to join, so bear with us. I'm just trying to guide her. Okay, go on my Facebook Live and request. I'm just trying to see. Let me see if I do see her here. I do not see her here. Says not available now. It is available. Wow, how come? I can see people viewing me. Let me see. Let me call her. Sorry. Hello, salam alaikum. Yes. Online, right? No, you don't have to create live. You just have to click on the, can you, Moshe, bring guest. So yeah, you can click. Right. Right. Emi oderi indi bayo. Wow. Okay. Or maybe you can even request to join if that link is not letting you. You're not seeing that. Wow. I see you now. You said hello, but it's not giving me the option here to bring in. It's not even showing you. And I already, so that link, Timo, it's sent me, she guessed. Wow. That's weird. Yeah. Because, or maybe you can request to. Okay. Yeah, I think you have to do it from your phone. Go back to your computer and it will give you a problem. Sorry, guys. I had to take care of this because we have our Baddest Wellness Practitioner coming over to talk to us. So we have to make everything work well because, let me see. So she is still trying to log in. She logged on with her computer, but that was giving her issues. So hopefully she's going to use her phone and we can take it from there. Awesome. Good.
Oh my goodness. So let me
Great.
turn my laptop off.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome, Hajia.
Okay. Let me see if I can talk from my laptop now.
Okay. Because I believe the last people I had issues with their logging in through their laptops. So I think let me see if this one would work. I think your system is just okay. All right. Okay.
Because when I tried to join back on laptop, I couldn't.
Okay.
But I can see me. I can see me. That's all right.
They can hear. They just clicked on like. So awesome.
That's all right. If y'all can
Welcome
hear
to share.
me,
Yeah, we can
happy
hear
Friday. I hope you're all glad it's Friday. I am. I don't know about most of you, but I love Fridays. So how are things? So I know we'll probably have diverse guests.
Yes.
From English to non-English speakers.
Absolutely.
So let me do this. Is that okay on Facebook?
That's perfectly fine.
It seems like I'm sideways on mine.
We're perfectly well now.
Okay, we've rotated.
Yes.
What a wonderful topic, and there's no better time to actually chat about this.
We had to
than now.
Now.
Can you hear me? If you can
Yes.
hear me, say
if
love,
you guys can
like,
hear her, can you click on
smile,
like?
do whatever, do something so I can know that we are all here
can
together.
Hear her.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm sure there'll be more of us joining.
Yeah. You guys
don't
can
mind
click
me.
on like and share. He knows you're here.
If you're here, just say like. I want to make sure you can hear us. I'm sure. I just don't want to talk to my sister. I want everybody to participate because this is what mental health is all about. Okay? Thank you so much, Sister Zainab. Mashallah. Okay. For those that are Muslim, I'll say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For my non-Muslim viewers, I say peace unto you and happy Friday. And prayerfully, we will have a wonderful weekend. The topic is something that I'm passionate about. And when we look at wellness, it is part of our wellness program. Be as an individual, as a corporate, as family members, as community, as nations, we are just all about our well-being. I will not bore you a lot with definitions and all that, but just to kind of let us know, what is wellness? You have to define that for you. What is mental health? We know it's a disability of some malfunctions of either attitude, being, reactions to things when it's out of order. We all have some form or level of mental instability sometimes. Especially if you live in a nation, since we are from Nigeria, we're Africans, we're Blacks, we're African Americans, we're Nigerian Americans. And somebody was telling me today, Mom, I'm a person of no nation. I said, no, you are multiple nations. You've been blessed to be a Nigerian American. You've been blessed to be an American. You've been blessed to be a person of color, a brown, a chocolate, a black, whatever your tone is. So that is our well-being. We have to identify with you. I define my wellness as the ability to do anything I want to do, anytime I want to do it, the way that I want to do it, without any limitation or whatever. That's my wellness, and I definitely work on it. If you're going to destabilize that mission statement, we cannot connect because it has to be on my time. It has to be at my pace. And you can tell today what happened. It's at my time, it's at my pace, it's at whatever. Or else we will be stressed. We live in a society and a time of high stress impact. No matter where you live globally, there is something going on right now. And it's in Nigeria, and it's in Yoruba. a kì í fẹ́ gbọ́ná wípé kọ́ńkọ́ńkan wà lórí wa but gbogbo wa la ní bákan. Ó wá depend lórí yín bẹ́yìn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe. Because tabani, we're not sympathizing with what's going on there. We're deceiving ourselves because we have families, friends, you know, we still have people there. And we're constantly on the edge trying to, what's going on in Nigeria? What's going on in Nigeria? That is another stress compounded with what we have to go through 24/7. So when I say it's a form of instability and our reaction to that situation is mental health. We also have depression on here. Tell me who has not been depressed about something or the other. Either losing a loved one, losing your job, your children not listening, your work, you cannot just kind of like do it right. And no matter what you do, there's imperfection that they see. And when you get that review, it's like you've not even been present for 365 days. So that is another form of stress. Or should we talk about no petrol in Nigeria or the high cost? That is stress. I say kudos to those living in that country. I wonder about their stress level, and I do wonder about their mental health. I remember having one of my kids there. He said, people will say, I want any you, mommy. I'm like, what do you mean? I only they're really crazy in this country. So for somebody coming in, dealing with us for about 6 months, find out that we're crazy, even though we're functioning, but we're still crazy. I be a crazy lo money down for money. Change any kumulo me only change you, might be 1,000 wale is 200 naira. Now be yet to call phone and you wear kana. So to buy wale to 500 you dani kilo maso and mama kilo shey na she mama she buy ye almost one of from change. So we deal with it constantly. But if you can find amusement, like our excellence is just smiling about it. And that's what I do. I just look at them like this. I say, okay, to bani change some way you're coming more to. But that's if you can afford to pay for somebody. You probably just have that 500 naira to get you home. That's financial stress. That's financial mental health. So we need to be looking at what is it? Because you have to be able to identify with yourself first. And I'm doing both languages because we have actually kind of made ways for some of our family members or friends and, you know, members in Nigeria to be able to watch this. So, timba feki mama kan gbo tí ó gbóyìnbó mo fẹ́ kó lè gbọ́ nǹkan tí mo ń sọ. Kódẹ́lì ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọmọ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyá mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ àbúrò mi màmá wa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Or did we remember? I don't know how many of you saw this video that came up. I think she was either in her 40s or early 50s. A career woman, very successful in her job, but committed suicide.
Yes.
It's a mental health information. It's depression showing up. It's a well-being destabilized. So it's not always about molowo, monimoto, mubele, air condition, minikine coins. It could be a lot of things. Or are you a woman in a very stressful marital relationship? And we talk about well-being or wellness or your mental status, that to ba sise ton to nbonle aya koko duro soke by ton ba measure blood pressure ada bi pe kan gbe lo si emergency room. So you have high blood pressure, you are going back home because your partner is there and you just don't know what to expect. Or is it when we turn on our computer and the first thing you see, somebody died somewhere, something going on somewhere, some 15-year-old killed their sibling and many others? How do we deal with the information that is impacted on us all the time? How do you cope with it? If you're like in my country, and they're sweeping it under the rug. And they're sweeping it under the rug. And then years down the road, they develop this high blood pressure. They can They can't explain. Or they develop cancer and one day nobody in my family has ever had it. Or some stomach abnormalities. Gastro hygiene is very high in Nigeria. Or how do we suppress it? Beer is the biggest selling thing all over the world. I wouldn't even say beer in Nigeria, maybe beer, liquor, alcohol. If you look at every market is down, but not the alcohol or drug or industry. What are we doing? Suppressing our pain. Have you ever let it go and just say, hey, I've done my best for the day. If it's good, fine. If it's not, hey, that's fine. Like I walked in and she was dancing. I said, I wish she had told me that she's coming in the African attire. And she probably thought I'll come in the African attire too, which I thought 2, 3, 4 times. I'm like, okay, let me just change from where.
You know, you're like me. I know, but she's my love.
And just
how we roll.
Next time we do the African thing because I will just come and talk all African.
All right.
But let's be realistic with each other. Depression is a thin line. It's a very thin thread that you have to protect your heart. My girlfriend wouldn't do that. My wife wouldn't do that. Why do you expect so much of people that are always going to disappoint you? We are humans. If I didn't show up today, yeah, we talked, we chatted, she's expecting me. Will she be disappointed? Maybe not to the level of stress, but she'll be wondering as well, I hope she's okay. And that's compassion from human beings. Some of us don't even care to that level. We get hungry. And that would be our reaction to it. She didn't show up. She told me she's coming and And that is how we deal with every situation. How about you dealing with somebody that you have no clue what is even wrong with them? You just happen to be in their space and they're so explosive and you are wondering, are you okay? Wrong word. You better not say that because that's explosion time. Do you have someone like that in your family? Do you have someone as a friend like that? Is your partner like that? Be man or woman. In America, 1 in 4 or 5 women is abused daily. 1 in 9 men. So it's not just men or women. Of course, women are more at risk when we talk about domestic violence. Good evening, Nicole, and I hope that's how you would like to be called. So we need to look at that and really see what is our impact and what really impacts us when we come into this space of mental health. Men are always in denial. I don't care what health issues they have. God forbid you said go for counseling. Hi, Chineke.
What
did you say? I like it. What did you say? Are you telling me I'm crazy? All you said
what
is
to
go
do.
for counseling.
Yeah, the woman.
And you're telling, who are you to tell me? If you're a wellness practitioner, don't you just do your own work and they pay you for that? Maybe, you know.
You're a woman. You don't tell me what to do. You keep the home.
You keep the home. Your job is management of the house.
Well, marry another woman.
And you know, for people like me, I would say, oh, that would be very comforting because guess what? You just gave me my freedom. I'll still ask you, but don't tell me no because I'm going because there's nothing I need to do for you. I'm serving the community. I remember someone telling me, Mom, you do enough volunteer. You need to retire. I'm like, retire, okay? I'll be too bored.
I know.
So we need to really look at where we are in our mental state. And there's no way we can talk about health or our mental state without talking about the community that we're in, which make a whole lot of difference. Our family is a community. Our job or workplace is a community. The nation at large is a community. So when we now compare, even sometimes, different community of different ethnic groups were a community. Because you can find stress within that situation if you happen to be within a community that you don't fit in or you don't belong to. It could give you a lot of anxiety, because that's part of mental health. So when we're looking at that, what do you do? How do you cope with it? What is your trigger when it comes to mental health? Have you been able to identify that? What are you doing about your mental health? I know what they do in Nigeria is Friday. It's probably started yesterday. The engagement parties, the naming ceremony, the wedding is tomorrow. Somebody is dying. But let me tell you, or ask you, maybe I should, how stressful is that? Because some of you just front it. You are so sad deep inside, you wish you could blow out and tell the real you. What is the real you? Who is your confidant? Are they protecting that which you're telling them, or are they going to stress you out with it because you've confided in them? Because with us women, that is our biggest stress factor. We all don't have to be the same. We're never going to be the same. He has created us in different form or shape or modality and color, so we can be grateful, so we can see the wonders. Have you gone out in the morning and see different species? So why do you think you have to be like everybody else? Or you have to have what it is? Some of what we deal with is what we actually created for ourselves. So when we look at it, we've talked about financial, we've talked about your partner, we've talked about most especially you, because you are you in that mental state. I would not do otherwise than to reflect on my self-worth, identify whom you are, what is your stress tolerance, and work within those boundaries. If you're already dealing with some stressful situation, or you actually know, because we all know when we're not when we're not together, we know the normal us and what is not normal, or we question it even if we're not sure. How do you manage your anger? Are you someone like me that just kind of like go into their own snail crawl in with a good book and just sleep? Or are you the one that lashes out? Or are you the one that just have to be out there because you have to go party and do whatever you want? Is it alcohol? Is it drugs? Because those are our escape routes. We all escape to something. What are you afraid of that you're trying to cover up? Why do you care what someone says? I don't, and neither does Excellency. Because at the end of the day, guess what? They don't own this body.
Never.
It is me. It is all about me. They don't have my heart. It is my heart. Thank you, sweetheart. They don't. So why are you so bothered? What's the function of this? For us to talk.
Chimami.
What is it? What's the function of it? It's to talk. Some of us will say the right thing and we get blessed. Some of us will say not so right thing and we get what? We get the other one. So you have to build up your tolerance level. You have to be able to turn the other cheek and say, my
Mm-hmm. Is that right?
I tell you, it doesn't bother me. I had a situation in Nigeria recently, and to have happened within a family. In fact, I'll tell you, Nigeria, your family has the biggest stress factor. Well, I don't know about yours, but 99.9, they are the trigger.
Benyo. Papa la
Pẹ̀gàn
trigger.
pẹ̀gàn.
Papa
Bá ńlá trigger ni
la
wọ́n.
trigger.
Àwọn ará òótọ́ má lè sọ.
Ah, wọ́n kúnta.
Ará òótọ́ pa mọ́lẹ̀.
Ẹ̀ṣẹ̀.
And then you wonder why they have stress. Ẹrú òótọ́ báyìí dẹ̀ ń bò mọ́lẹ̀. The person went to Nigeria, stayed at his uncle's place. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní bàbá yẹn àrẹ òyà, wọ́n gbọ́mọ ọ̀dọ̀. Ó dẹ̀ notice àwọn nǹkan kan tí ó yẹ kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ó inform ọmọ bàbá, which is normal, rather than pé kémi kó make a decision. Wọ́n pe àwọn olówó Naija, ayé wọn ti kú. Ọlọ́run.
Olówó Masha,
Olówó Masha, má dẹ̀ máa béèrè tí
olówó
ṣé Dangote náà ló lówó jù? Àbí Ọ̀tẹ̀dọ́lá?
Aláàánú nìkan ló máa ń ṣàánú yẹn.
Aláàánú nìkan ní ń ṣàánú. Nítorí pé ẹ ti mọ̀ pé wá dúró sọ́dọ̀ bàbá yín àbí? Ó dẹ̀ pé ẹbí ni wọ́n, ọmọ ẹ̀gbọ́n àtọmọ àbúrò.
Na dem.
Kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ àṣẹ̀yìnwá àṣẹ̀yìnbọ̀? Ló bá pe PA pé kó wá, wọ́n ti ẹ̀ pé lórí fóònù ni. Ó ní bí ijọ́ Jímọ̀ báyìí náà pé òun tiẹ̀ ti ń lọ Jímọ̀. PA ní bàbá òun ní pé kẹ́ jáde ńlé. Hey, this is so that's why they want to use it. Are you still hearing me? Give me a like, love, yes, if you're hearing. Okay.
Give her a like, give her a love if you can still hear her, she said.
So ó ní bàbá òun ní pé kán jáde ńlé before 6 p.m. that day. Ó lóun kọ́kọ́ rò pé PA text, wọ́n ti ẹ̀ text ni, tán bá pè ó dà. Wípé wọ́n ní kán jáde nínú kọ́kọ́ ni òun ti kọ́kọ́ wò pé bí ó ṣe mistake nǹkan tó type ni. Ó lóun bá tún wò pé okay, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Bó ni àwọn máa wà, òun wà níbi kan ni òun ò ní lè padà ní time yẹn pé ó láti fún un ní time. Àṣẹ̀yìnwá àṣẹ̀yìnbọ̀. Kò máa rí lé yẹn wọ̀ lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn. Ìlú òyìnbó ló ti wá o, ó wá bá wọn gbé. Tó pé wá stay lọ́dọ̀ wọn fóṣù kan. Àbí whatever time frame to shower stay in Nigeria. From that Friday till Monday, aṣọ kan ló ń wọ̀ kiri o. Tó bá pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí àwa lọ ní ọmọ tó pàṣẹ, àníyàn òun náà ó ń gbé ìlú yìí o. Olówó táṣẹ́rẹ́ tó fi ń gbé Nàìjíríà. Ṣé wá wò pé ẹ wo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí onítọ̀hún yẹn? Tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ yá àyàn wèrè. Ǹjẹ́ èèyàn ti tó?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ni kó nítọ̀hún ṣe? Adásí àmàdásí ti. Oh, sure. Let me repeat that. Thank you so much. I tend to forget. I said I'll mix it up. So I'll tell the story in English for my non-Yoruba speakers because it happened and it's a cultural, it's not really cultural way of doing things, but because it happens within our own community. I have someone that traveled from here to Nigeria this year, stayed at her uncle's place. And, the uncle had stroke. And she happened to have noticed some irregularities going on as to what the house girl was doing. So she notified, or the person notified the man's son that's currently in Nigeria. He also resides in America. His family is right here in US. But he does his business in Nigeria. What I'm saying is that humanity or people or Africans or Nigerians, I don't know what to call it. And to me, it's a mental health illness if you have no compassion for your fellow human being.
Sometimes it's the narcissist in them.
Yes, exactly. Now, you did not even consider the age or the relationship. They're first cousins. First cousins. The father and the mother of the other persons are siblings of the same mother and father. And because of what you were told, within 2 or 3 days that the incident happened, and something else happened between that person and the house girl, and notify the PA that, yeah, you actually asked this house help to apologize to me. But you imagine me coming home yesterday and she's serving me cold eba to eat? All I'm saying is that for you to find the right kind of person to take care of this man. She left Friday to take care of some activities and go to the Masujimat. On our way there, the PA text the person that he or she has to vacate the property by 6 p.m. And we know in Nigeria, the traffic. Abamo.
Amo.
So the traffic and all that. So when we see the traffic, she said she even thought that the person was joking. So she said, oh, I cannot make it back. Guess what? She was not able to get back. The person was not able to, because I need to kind of not be gender specific. The person was not able to get back into that property to collect her stuff that Friday night, Saturday morning. It even become like maybe the police should intervene so she can get her belongings. They were not able to get it until Monday morning. With they even bring the popo with gun before she could collect. What is the person going to do? All the person is trying to do is to collect their belongings. And you brought the police with gun. This is an American person coming to stay for a visit, a temporary visit, call your attention to some irregularities, and the house girl won this case. So if someone is going to get healed, get a mental distress, get depressed, financial instability of what you've not planned for your short stay, can you just imagine? And I'm just using examples of what we do to each other or how we accept it. And the only thing the family could say is that the person did not know. They did not do this. Come on. That's why I call us people that see the truth, but they can't address the truth. In America, that same worker will be fired immediately. If a family member complained about those kind of irregularities, they cannot keep their job as a caregiver. But it's not the house help problem, it's the family. That's why I said 99% of the stress you go through in Nigeria is really through families. So don't put all your egg and say, this person cannot do this, that person cannot do this, or this cannot happen. Human beings can do and undo. I have this policy: expect the worst, be surprised by the best. Yeah, oh, I was expecting them to do this, but wow, that was even good character. But when you say you're depressed, what causes your depression? That is a situation that could have created a level of depression. And the person is probably some level of, could this be true? Could this really happen? And that is why we have to be careful. Hello, Sophia. That is why we have to be careful. What we do, how we do things, and our reactions to things. Seek first to understand, to be understood. What stress are you giving yourself that you could have definitely just dust it off your shoulder? Because that too shall pass. That little story that I just told you, that has passed. If the person develop high blood pressure, or they happen to kind of get hyperventilated, anxiety, and whatever, the people that did what they did are living their life. You will be paying medical bills. So you need to look at what is it that makes us lose our mind. In Nigeria, I don't know how you're not losing your mind. How do you sleep at night? Not knowing where the next target will be. I'm not even concerned about the adults. What about the children we're raising? Because that's what we're seeing here in America. We're seeing a lot of atrocity coming from the young ones. The impact of COVID is a mental issue. The impact of gunmen in Nigeria, it's a mental issue. What do you tell your kids? How do they go to school and feel safe? And those are things we need to be talking about even at home. But I've never seen any even going there and seeing people even making it a discussion, because they've suppressed it. I know you don't want to scare the kids, but you have to prepare them. We have what we call emergency plan here. Where do you meet if something like this happens? Don't look for me. Who is our next person that these kids can go to or can pick up our kids? We don't pray for anything to happen in Nigeria, but you always have to be prepared. I was a girl's guide, and that's the motto. Always be prepared. You have to be prepared. Everything is not party. We have some serious issue going on globally. There was another video I saw from Nigeria. The woman literally stripped herself naked at a gas station and trying to burn down the place, or just, wasting the petrol all over the place. That's something she's been suppressing for years. I know in Nigeria they'll say something, but it is a mental health case. It is something that made her snap. Are you the next one? What's gonna make you snap? What's gonna make me snap? Unexpected situation that you never had plans for. So depression is part of mental health. Attention deficit disorder, which we call ADD or ADHD here, is also. People with bulimia or anorexia nervosa is also part of mental health. And those are ways people kind of escape things. It's a long topic if we have to deal with it. Why do people choose to just vomit the food that they're eating? It is a mental health issue. Maybe somebody told them growing up, you're too fat, or you are too skinny. And we know that in our own culture, it's really now everybody wants to be skinny. But when I was growing up, it wasn't a fact. You have to be, you have to be handful, or how do they call it? Be able to handle you. You have to be very meaty and all that. Not like anything is wrong with those people. But now we're seeing people trying to lose weight or doing it in inappropriate ways. And guess what? They have the other side of that, anorexia. Because they're thinking, oh, even at their normal weight, they still think they're fat. And you look at them, are you not eating? Of course they're eating, but they know what they're doing. So we have to pay attention to our children. And that's why I said I'm more concerned about our children. What would be the impact? Or why are the 14, 15-year-olds in Nigeria doing rituals? You are not seeing it as a mental health issue. It is not the money. It's the poverty that was created and somebody making them feel less than. And that's why there's, I have to resort to whatever. Yeah, it's not an appropriate thing. It's a behavior and a mental issue. Something went wrong. And everything that they do wrong, they think is right. It's not a condoning thing, but it is actually for us to pay attention. Or your child just throwing tantrums. A child that is very destructive at home for no apparent reason. Why? Or your husband just started excessively drinking. Why? Depression goes, mental health, disability, domestic violence. All these are incorporated into it. Are you a victim of domestic violence? Is there even an emergency number in Nigeria to call? Because if you see, like the day that I said the video that went viral with this woman that stripped herself naked, somewhere in Ikoyi or somewhere, but right there in Lagos, what happened? All these people now trying to just hold her. Nobody could even find a wrap to even cover decency. And what do? They will just go and put her in some arrow or wherever. So you have to be very careful of your heart, your mental state, so that you can maintain your own level of sanity. Don't live above your means. What is going on right now is a global issue, and we're looking at financial stress. I heard in Nigeria, maybe 685, or maybe it's 700, whatever the rate of exchange is.
I think 706 as at last night I heard.
And just a few months ago, it was 500 and something. Now, if you go to the market, the gari seller will say dollar rice. The bean seller will say dollar rice. Elubo, dollar rice. Okay, who manufactures elubo and gari?
Oh, sorry, 710.
And some of us here, all we're going to be running about is how to become a multi-millionaire so we can send all this money to Nigeria. A money that you don't even know if you're going to spend. Because if something is $1 and at 17, when you send it there, the person buying the rice is going to exchange at 17. So he or she is not going to sell for you again at 30,000. It's probably going to be 35, 37, or whatever. The gari too will go up because they know they have to buy rice.
Okay.
And they can only buy rice from what they sell. So we don't see that trigger going on. Even therefore, we become skinnier. I remember buying a gu. We have more. It's not even 50 naira, 200 naira. It looks like, what is this? This cannot even feed me. Not to talk, you want to feed the house. So we're always going to have to deal with this. But so it depends on you. But if you're already going through it, or you feel like, yeah, maybe I may, take a step back. Take a day to reflect on yourself. Take a day to really kind of, I call it, empty your basket. And my kids are, what are you doing, Mom? I'm emptying my basket. What does that mean? I'm just distressing. I don't want to be disturbed. I could be playing music like that and just dancing. Like, oh, she's emptying her basket. Don't talk to her. There's enough to deal with, even for those of us that are here. Work. I'm a professional. Work. You're just
they don't even have time for the family.
Family
That's
care.
where some kids get depressed from, because
tó jẹ́ pé pàtí nìkan ló wá fi ìgbésí ayé ẹ̀ ṣe kó kàn ra aṣọ ni kó mọ sórí ibú káàkiri kó mọ lọ pàtí káàkiri àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ orí ibú àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ ayé ọmọ rẹ̀ bàjẹ́ lọ pàtí ni ṣá. What I said is some of the people here, all they do is work.
We overwork.
Crazy people, and at the end of the day, they'll go and buy a shrebi, and their kids are there mentally sick. They are depressed because they don't have their attention. There is no family time. There's no quality time because we have to show the world that we are fine. We are wearing designer.
Exactly.
We are wearing A-list.
Whom are we trying to impress?
Oh.
My son is like, you're having a party, and I call everybody my son. I have lots of children. Mother of 4, but I have plenty of children. So I have children that I talk to, and they will tell me this. You're working hard to impress people that don't give like we say here about you. So why are you doing that? I don't know. So don't do more than what you can. Let them call you that, whatever the name. Don't be bothered about them. Did you? 10 years ago,
we have to create a thick skin.
Yeah, 10 years ago, did you know these people?
No. 5
years ago, you probably didn't know them. Guess what? 10 years from now, you may not know them.
Even if you do they pay your damn bills?
Exactly. Worry about yourself. You don't need to buy a $500,000 home when $200,000 will make you sleep on your bed.
Tell them.
I tell my agent, of course, we were buying houses when it was 80,000 or something. You can't find any like that anymore. Oh, with this money you make, I said, what is your business about what I make?
Exactly.
I said, if I don't do this work and I go to McDonald's, I can only work one shift and I pay my mortgage. She looked at me like, yeah, I'm sure you'll not work at McDonald's. I say, I didn't ask you that. I'm telling you, I am not buying anything. What is a home for? Come home, sleep, be comfortable and all that. Have a backyard where the kids can play or a safe place. So what do I need a $500,000 home for somebody staying on their yacht to get rich and have fun on me? Put your money to good use. Put your money to good use. So we need to be looking at those things that we do ourselves. That makes us feel this level of stress. And then when we can't pay the bills, we're overwhelmed, we're depressed. And the only thing we're depressed about is what is Mrs. Bola going to say when she now sees me at Kinikon that I'm not living there? Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? I told somebody one time before our past president was president that I read about the man so much, I learned a lot from him. He's a very businessman. Yeah, I have to give that to him. But those laws are made so it can be used as a business person. Why are you bothering yourself? When you come into a system, learn what is good and what is bad, and decide for yourself which step you want to take. We overdo things as foreigners, as immigrants, and that is what is wrong with our nation. That is why the greed is there for our leaders. That is why it's there. When I was in Nigeria and I was working with all those corporates as a wellness, I've been in wellness for a long time. As a wellness worksite person, even with NMPC, all they want to do is some quick fix because they're not going to comply.
No, they don't want to.
That is why we have this 40, 30-something-year-old executive just dropping dead.
Yeah. Because they don't believe in therapy and they don't think they should pay for it.
They don't believe that. Even if they're paying for it, because even if they are, not necessarily out of their pocket, because when we work in corporate, in Nigeria, the company actually pays us to deliver the program, but they only come in so they can have the jacuzzi or whatever we're selling.
When they can take picture.
Place, and they want to meet Hajia Bola for whatever reason.
Exactly.
So you need to look at what is it? We're too fetish. And the same thing goes on here. Our men, they don't go for physical, they don't go for healthcare. You can't make any suggestions about their health. You can't make suggestions about their work. All these strong head issues. I love my men dearly. You missed my men's health, which was last month. But we need to be we need to reevaluate ourselves. Absolutely. Redefine ourselves. Baba Mishe, back in the days, well, like you said, back in them days, what works for your forefathers will not work for you.
Absolutely.
And it will not work for your children.
Never.
Because they're not even going to. As current as we are, they still tell us, Mom, that's you. So you have to be able to identify with them and be able to still navigate them through things. I can imagine being a young child right now. I said I can imagine. Would I say even when we first got to this country, things that are happening now, I could not imagine it happening here. But it's a different time, it's a different space, and it's something that has been written in the book. Be you Christians, Muslim, or just person of whatever, it's there. And you can't live life without some level of spirituality. I don't necessarily talk about religion, but you have to be spiritually connected with your environment.
100%.
That is what keeps you sane. When you go out there and just look at the beauty of the sky, and you wonder, it's daytime, so many levels of gray, or so many layers, and you look at the creation of the sun or the layers of the sun on itself when it's rising in the morning or when it sets at night. If you cannot connect that, why are you, what's the essence of living? It's not about the other person. It's not even about your children. It's not about your husband. You have your life, I have mine. I will answer to what I do, you will answer to yours. Let's live in reality. They will say, love your neighbor as yourself in the other book. Do we really love our neighbor as ourselves? Let's ask us. We talk as if we're the one that created the streets or the neighborhood we're living in. Not to talk of the world, not to talk of your society. I can't even see what's going on in the next room right there. If I'm not seeing a reflection, I really can't see what's in my back or know what's going on. So why do we bother about all these non-essential things? Physical activity. I don't care what you do. If you're a gym person, by all means, go to the gym. I'm not a gym person, but I still get physically fit. I love nature. What do you love to do? Exactly. Do that which brings you happiness. There's a time when you're a youth. Don't waste it. When you're middle age, please don't waste it. Now, when aging comes, I keep telling everybody, I'm retired, though. Hey, pension, no. Pension, no. And we all know in America that it's not much. It's not going to sustain you. Neither are those people in Nigeria even getting paid.
Right,
What until you get to your grave?
Me ò tí rí wáyà yẹn, ṣé kẹ̀lẹ́kẹ́ tó send ni ẹ? 50,000 naira, 10,000 naira.
They will say they said it costs 1.5 million. I have to say, let me first of all put the phone down and calculate what's exactly 1.5 million. Oh, what's in no account to be?
Wani, she ain't said that be me.
Have you ever sent money to Nigeria? So say, how much did you say you gifted them? Oh?
How much did you say?
How much did you say? She just see me laugh.
Oh, she just be that question, mommy.
Oh, she just laugh. She bury it in send you. Allah wants him, but mommy, you pay for a question. So we are so. When so you can take somebody, you give them money, you gifted them, and they're asking you how much you send. If you don't want to send it back to me.
Hello, me got any only screenshots 50,000. Shake a tea. Say me come send any screenshots, none. You know.
That's why I'm saying we have to start separating that. One of the discussion I'm having with some group right now is that we need to make sure that people in Nigeria pay for what's going on in Nigeria. It's not their politician.
It's not.
It is not their
Everybody's shouting change. I always tell
know what it cost me to be able to wear a hijab in America to what? You don't know. You know what cost me every day as a Muslim woman to walk in the streets or travel on the road with this? My children don't even feel safe when I'm driving to the next city. It's like, you're a black woman, you're a Muslim, you're African. They will count it for me. So why are we condoning what you enabled?
Enable us everywhere. That's why enable us.
Yeah, we're also enabling
we
you.
We complain, but we enable things.
Yeah, and that's why I call them. When you talk about mental health, like I said that boy said, 99% of people in Nigeria have mental health problems.
Absolutely. Even here, the Nigerians here too.
Of course, here we know that everybody's crazy.
Everybody's crazy.
Everybody, including myself, because I can go on the street now and you'll be like, "Is that And in Nigeria, I say you have to behave like a Muslim person sometimes.
Actually, somebody told me that 2 days ago. I was saying that we're a Jamilo to go first. Only all that is be wearing. You know, all that is be portable. Coffee get portable. You know, only you're too nice. You have all that is bangobara. You know, this person is an attorney. She's all that is bangobo nonsense here, Dan. Sometimes you have to stop this Martin of yours.
I'm getting to that level. That's why I'm saying that we're enablers when it comes
enabling. Yeah.
And until we decided that we're not going to enable it, because you need to be able. Oh, fair cool. I said, "Well, where you bani? Oh, fair cool. Oh, logun to fair ye." So stay back. So if you cannot fight your battle, you don't need to be a Nigerian, or you don't need to live in that community. Because those that are ready to fight are ready to fight. It doesn't matter whether it's your property or it's not your property. People want what belongs to you. And it's not only in Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Even here itself.
Because we bring this useless mentality here too. Believe it or not, you find imams, you find pastors enabling things. That's why women, especially, are still in domestic violence situation, because they enable it.
You know, the spiritual abuse.
Oh yes, absolutely, 100%.
It's spiritual abuse, because those imams and pastors are what's going to be quoting something from you from the Quran or Bible.
Thank you.
I had to address an issue on a platform the other day. I knew that if I put it on the general thing, they'll be like, only this woman can say what she's saying. So I had a dialogue with the imam and one of the other coordinators. And the only thing they can tell me is, I said, you're all killing our women.
They really are.
I said, if that child was yours, would you advise that?
Oh.
You don't know what she's doing. I said, first of all, I'm not saying she should get a divorce. I'm telling her to separate. Because from what she's telling, from what she already gave me as a marriage therapist, she married very young. She doesn't know herself when she got married. All you are doing was baby manufacturing. So when you get older in your 40s and you want to do something with your life, you think you have control. You have no control. The man has been controlling you all these years. So you're going to have challenges.
Because she's been dominated since from the beginning.
So now you even, and this thing about respect, respect. Like,
they won't respect you, but they'll be looking for respect.
What is respect? Because the best of the prophets that respected their women showed you what it is. You call what you're doing respect? Well, lying now. Because none of us has that patience. You men don't have that patience. And the women that does have the patience, you'll just override and walk all over them.
They'll take your kindness for granted and take you to be mumu.
If you are praying and your husband said, already. Ìwọ ṣe jókòó bọ́lọ̀ sọ pé tó ń ṣàdúrà yẹn o má gbàdúrà ẹ̀ lórí mi o àwọn ọmọ ẹlẹ́nu dání.
Ẹ bá mi sọ fún ọ.
Ṣé bọ́ Ọlọ́run ní pé béèrè tiẹ̀ á dẹ̀ tún máa sọ pé má jẹ́ kádùúrà ọ̀tá gbà lé mi lórí. So you got
manipulation now. You want to gaslight one.
So and those are why I said there's spiritual abuse.
Oh yes.
Because either you tell that man, oh, you have to do what I do to be my husband. Oh, you have to not do that to be my wife. Hello, didn't you know what he or she was doing before you got married? Why are you setting new rules? If you are getting married, even to clarify, only change, but at least
change? 100%. Set boundary now. What change?
Set the boundary.
Why
So I'm a Muslim, which I don't like to talk about faith, but it is part of your spiritual din and your spiritual. Because if I'm a Muslim and I decide to marry a Christian, one or two things must be clear. Culturally, it says you do what your husband does. My own faith did not give us that opportunity. But if we happen to find yourself in it and you make that decision, it's either you make it clear from the beginning. We're not getting to the middle of the river and you said, I need to jump off. Or I need to change while the storm is going on. Oh, no, I need to step out of this canoe to get on the other one. So that when that craziness comes, you can say, okay, we had this discussion. Oh, madam. And we even have that. That's why I say spiritual abuse right there. We have that breaking some homes.
Oh yes.
Or we have that where it becomes like, you must not know that I'm here. She must not know that I'm here. Are they God?
Oh.
Why do we fear man and don't fear the creator? Wherever you worship? Do you step out and ask, oh, Lenio, use this sky. Make sure there's sunshine, no? Are you the one that controls it? Or why is it snowing? Snow temperature, you got 70. Who are you talking? So why do we demand that of ourselves? Who made you that? What you are not going to condone, don't impose. Where I'm supposed to be the head of my household. Why aren't you working on your head? Are you still on your feet? You know what it means to be the head of your household. I should be at home sitting down, just making sure, doing no management.
So now, I'm
the chief executive of the household. And just take care of the children. I'll go to all the children's
parents. They don't know that part of the sunnah.
No, they don't. They don't ever.
They only know one sunnah. Ṣé 4 wives àbí 5 wives?
Ó mẹ́rin lọ́lọ́run ní kí n fẹ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run wí nìkan ní Súnà tó máa rántí.
Mẹ́ni.
Wọ́n rántí pé yẹ kó bọ́ọ̀lì wọn.
Even the Christians that don't have men, they are saying.
Of course.
They have the many girls outside.
Of course. Christians too don't start men. Ṣebí yóò lè dóche ló ti ń ṣe tiẹ̀ yìí, wọ́n ti ń ṣe mẹ́. Wọ́n ti ń gbé jáde nísìnyí. Wọ́n ti ń chest out.
Ó ti ń chest out. Ó ti tán. And I know in many Christian families, only more than one.
Oh yeah.
Unto ba mo, ibi tí ẹ bá rìn délé máa mọ̀ dé. So ẹ̀yin obìnrin ẹ yé dára yín láàmú. Ọkùnrin kan níyàwó méjì. Orun ẹ̀rínṣẹ́ ni. Gbájúmọ́ ọmọ tó bí bó bá dé lọ ọmọ kó gbájúmọ́ kárí ẹ̀. Gbogbo wa kọ́. Iṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kọ. Ó bá ní ẹ kí ló dé bó bá tiẹ̀ tún fẹ́ ṣe bó bá ń lọ cruise mo bá mi mú dání kó lè rí Ọlọ́run kẹ́ jẹ́ kó rí fọ́tẹ̀ ẹ̀. So stop looking at or minimizing yourself. Women, we tend to do that. The story, if you want to call the Bible or the Quran stories, there's nothing happening now that has never happened. Khadija ló lówó tó fi gbé Muhammad dìde nínú ẹ̀sìn. So kí ló ṣe wo obìnrin tó rò yí pé ọkọ ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ pa ẹ́ nítorí pé ó lówó.
Kó bá ti rí pé wò lè gbowó náà lọ́wọ́ yín ní ìsìn wá sọ yín di wèrè.
And that's the financial life.
Ilé ò ní tẹríba. Kó bá ti dín gbowó náà lára rẹ̀ tán, wà ní kò ní tẹríba.
And that's what
wà lọ́wọ́ wèrè mi.
And waste it. And sometimes we women see that when we're still in the dating stage. But we refuse because
sometimes it's not our manipulators mean
sometimes.
Some would gaslight you to the extent that you don't even know what they're into.
And especially now that we have ourselves, I was telling one of my community partners, yes, this was even a conversation yesterday, that the health programs I'm having at the masjid that I pulled back. And we're talking, I said, because there's one thing we need to face in our communities. And this happens to reflect on the women that we're talking about, that we have single women, but we think we need to look bashfully on them. The first single woman on her, I don't know if anybody can type it in the chat, if you're still alive, because so that we'll be soon.
Well, soon.
Or me putting it to sleep. So, do we all know?
She wants to know if you guys are here. Click on like, click on love.
On like, click on love. And if you know the first single woman ever created that live on this earth, you can type it in. But I'll help you out. It's Miriam. So why to shame Banuje? I'm a single mother. I want a kokoni.
You'll be from your head then, starter.
You're not going to be the first single woman or the first mother to raise a child.
Doctor said I'm here. Thank you, Dr. Fabio.
The Lord has given you an assignment. Part of Surah to Bakra, towards the end of the Surah, he says, I'll never burden you with anything that you cannot handle. But then if you cannot handle it, it's time for me to tell you, God, that wow, long. You just told me assignment, you need the supporter. Talk to God like you are talking, like I'm talking to you. Abe mi mo se de ni mo mojo to sunrun eni mo mo baba ati mama po ni iye ati baba e gan won mojo ton de won kan gbo pon ni omo wa nbe
ni o
iwon ba no gbodo frustrate aye mi mo pe lase Olorun. We need to dissociate ourselves from this, from spiritual to all this men's mental issue.
True.
He says, I will never burden you with what you cannot. So, kilo ya we refun. And he told me, to ṣẹ̀dá mi, to ṣẹ̀dá àwọ̀, ó sọ fún mi wípé, bó bá ti ń pọ̀ máa ṣe bí wọ́n ló sọ fún mi èmi ń lọ sùn wọ́n ló sọ fún mi eléyìí ò ń ṣe tèmi bàbá ẹ jọ.
ẹ free me.
People look at me like, the other day I was having you're traveling too much, oh. All this financial talk. I said when I make my money, I travel. Okay? Ma worry kò fẹ́ fún mi lówó. Ṣebí èmi mo mọ bí tí mo ń lọ mo dẹ̀ mọ iye tí mo need. Wọ́n máa worry máa pa. So find something. Find something that dictates to it. And you are men, are young men. I'm challenging you before you take your wife. I'm not saying for those of you Muslims or even Christians, because one thing is a fact. Eleyokan kò ní fẹ́ méjì. Ìkan lè kú kó tó fẹ́ mi. Ó ní méjì kò ní fẹ́ yọkan. Men are never satisfied with one woman.
Láyé.
Obìnrin tó bá mọṣẹ́ ṣe gan, if God has given us the opportunity to marry more than one man.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mo fi sọ fún ọjọ́ ẹ pé bó bá wù ẹ́ hang ẹsẹ̀ sí méjì báyìí kọ́ ṣe monkey style gan. Kọ́ ṣe tó ní.
Mo ní kò sí ìtò kan wọn bẹ̀. Nítorí bó bá tún ti rí kan àárín kankan tí ó on you.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Or you just went somewhere and ate something and you've never cooked that.
Or you've even cooked it, but you cook
just tastes different at that time. You're in trouble, especially when something happens and it just happened to be like, is that not how? Please think carefully. Before we open our mouths, men, women, what would you feel like if I say that to you? Will it create peace in that environment? Do you find joy in just making other people sad? Because it's mental health too. It's mental health too. When you don't actively seek your own happiness, I cannot make you happy if I'm your wife. So you shouldn't be looking for ìyàwó tó máa dùn mí nínú.
At their own
in your own terms, because what
their own terms.
What as happiness for you may not be happiness for the other person. So we need to be asking this question of ourselves. Give your wife her own time. Emma Fisher Palorino Leo Menyokoni. Don't ask your husband for what you know he cannot afford. Bring. Don't be the one that be asking for your sanitary pad at the end of the month. Pure water still they sell.
Exactly. And you tell them to sell the pure water. They are too big to sell it. I don't know what's the big deal.
Let me tell you, I will tell you the story. This is something that I did myself. When I went back to Nigeria, before I got my executive job in the late 80s and 90s, like early 90s, nobody even talks about nutrition in Nigeria then. As a nutrition executive, even my in-law were saying, I was so insulted. St. Joseph, Ego Stain Hospital, that's not what I studied. And alhamdulillah, when God works, he works wonders. That's how I became an executive and wellness, worksite wellness person for the corporate.
Baddest one.
Baddest one.
The baddest
Not
one.
only in America.
If you travel with her, oh Lord have mercy. I can't wait for our next Hajj.
I know, Daddy. I was supposed to go this year.
We go next year, inshallah.
Inshallah. So you look at it. Can I say, I was working before them. Male to shishe. Wọ́n tún garun wo ń sìn ni pé ó máa ṣì ń dán.
Wá dán pa ni.
Mo lè máa dán jayéjayé mi ni. So that's what you should be. Tó bá wọ àǹkárá tó dọ́ṣọ̀.
Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ sí? Kọ́ tó sọ pé báwo lè ṣe fẹ́ sí?
Ó dẹ̀ jáwọ́ oní súùtù náà ni wé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, suit ni màá mi wọ̀ wá. Because you said I was gonna wear that. Next time we'll talk.
We'll talk, Ijare. It's because it's Jimat. And usually when I do things on Fridays, probably I'm at mosque and I just want to do a quick one. I don't usually do anything after Jimat. She's very dear to me.
I was dear to her.
She's
my
very
sweetheart. Sherry, I have people that love me so much that are there morning, night, and evening.
In Mina. So we need to be very careful what we do. Don't worry about money.
No.
I posted one thing not too long ago that money is a placebo. You know, if you know what it is, it's like me giving you whether Tylenol or just covering some chalk and saying it will cure your headache. It's a tool that we use for things. Oh, in you could someone for me. But one day. But when there is love, you can get a lot of things accomplished.
Absolutely.
When there's peace within your heart, you can see where there's things. This is where we sit and people will call now. Are you still doing, or do you have time to do this? Yes. Some will come with money, some doesn't. But if you have passion about it, continue to do it.
Absolutely.
The Lord that created you. And it will share that mobito made asari tete ni koja liarin ni gere community so mi ni ko wa yole nítorí pé mo ní kó má sáré.
Then you
Mi ni kó yole ìyànjú gbọ́dọ̀ gbìyànjú. A gbọ́dọ̀ gbìyànjú. Ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin tó yẹ kẹ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ kémi máa ná.
Then you
Kémi máa ná.
Wọ́n ní fẹ́ gbọ́ part yẹn.
Wọ́n ní fẹ́ gbọ́ yẹn. But you can marry.
Aláti tún súra yẹn tún ṣe.
Aláti tún padà fún wọn. So when you have all this going on, you need to look at what you have to do. And I'm really saying this about to our women because our lamantiti were depressed.
Ben.
Think about ti ṣẹlẹ̀ àti gbé sọ́kàn. Ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ni o, ọmọ ni o, ọmọ yìí máa parẹ́ ìyá.
Àwa ni ẹ.
Bó jẹ́ Fatia, okay, bó jẹ́ Psalm 23 ló mọ̀ ká, bó jẹ́ 91 ló mọ̀ ká, ká sómi fún ká máa ṣe oúnjẹ kó máa mú. Ọlọ́run ló ṣẹ̀dá o, èmi kọ́ o. Ọlọ́run bá rọ̀ lọ́kàn. Etí ìgbọ́ ìfàyà. Leave it to God. Leave it to God doesn't mean don't do anything actively. But don't stress yourself out when it's out of control. When things get out, and pay attention to what is going on globally. We've all forgotten that just 2 years ago, 2020, you go at 2 years now. We could not even go into the grocery store. Okay?
Èmi mo wá ra grocery fún gbogbo ilé ayé ń gbà ẹ́. Ó fún wọn gbà náà ó ní ìwọ tó ń jáde ìwọ gan láti dúró. You know, èmi ni nurse á pè, èmi ni social worker á pè, èmi ni lawyer á pè. Nígbà tó yẹ èmi gan wà depressed pé I couldn't handle it because it was like I was giving everybody therapy. You know, at the end of the day, I was like gone too with the COVID.
That's not
COVID though, but watching that TV was traumatic.
Èmi ò tiẹ̀ ní TV ńlé.
Mi wo TV mọ́, mi wo news.
Ṣùgbọ́n mi gbọ́
mi kì í ṣe news láti ìgbà COVID mi kì í ṣe news.
Nítorí kò sí nǹkan rẹ̀ kan tó fẹ́ bọ́ta. Bó bá tan kọ̀mpútà the MSN or whatever comes up, bad news ló kọ́kọ́ máa rí. Kò ní sọ pé.
Àwọn nọ́mbà ẹ̀ máa ní ṣé owó lélẹ̀ ilé àbáwọn èèyàn ló ń kú.
Wọ́n ní sọ pé owó tán ní ká wá gbà rí àfi kọ́ máa sọ pé n tó para wọn àbí kìíní kan. Ìwọ ni gbogbo ilé nítorí Ọlọ́run.
Exactly.
So we need to be very careful what we pay attention to, what we listen to. too much of a bad thing creates that as well. So please, I'm begging you, my families, my children, my loved ones, my uncles, my aunties, my mothers, my fathers out there, if you come
Ahmed said, but not all men are like that, ma. Some
yes,
are
not
more
all
than
men.
ready
It's
to
just
sacrifice
majority of our men.
We said some, we did not say all
our
of
men.
you.
When I say our men, I'm not just talking about Nigerians or Africans. I'm talking about the global population.
Exactly. And
So take your own and work with it.
Exactly. We're not here to argue.
My statement as to me, I am giving us a global or a wide spectrum of views.
Because it's what we see happening. All these hide my identity. That's what we're hearing.
And then, like she just mentioned, we that are therapists or caregivers of others or just cherishers of others, we tend to overdo things. And that is where our own problem comes.
True.
So we need to also be very sympathetic towards us that are caregivers or providers to others, healthcare workers. I remember when I first started in the clinical unit and I did pediatrics. All my patients, all my children in the hospital, when I get home, I'm checking my child for the symptoms. Don't show mom on the hospital, your time you head out. More on pediatrics. After 3 years, I'm only know this is too much. And that is how you have to constantly evaluate what you do.
Because it's like you're bringing work home.
Yeah, I was bringing
everybody's fine.
I was bringing work home. Cousin got too late. But mommy, be a luminary kini konyo. Allah cooking on team or with you problem on me.
Problem you, but not true. But investigate go.
Is there anything in your field that you've not done? I said no. I'm even doing other things now. Because I'm at we just overdo it. As community organizer, guess what? We overextend ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Community advocates, we overextend ourselves. Because guess what? Learn to say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to let people tell you, to hear people say no, because that means they're taking care of themselves.
Work in progress.
I know I'm always in progress. Don't worry, my dear. You see how we squeeze the time from days to time to days. I'm like, if I don't do this, I know my next week too will be kind of tight.
Yeah.
So learn to say no. And people in Nigeria, I'm talking to you especially. You don't have to be at every function.
Then you.
And
since I've disconnected with some people now.
Graduation. Your grandbaby is doing graduation. And now in Nigeria, we copy the wrong things. Because I don't remember. I parents university graduation. Finish from 5 ló máa gbọ́ wọn tí ẹ lọ́rọ̀ kan tó fẹ́ sọ tó fẹ́ fi wú ẹ lórí ẹ̀ǹgbà tó ka from 5 nǹkan yẹn ṣé yẹn ló fẹ́ ṣe ẹ máa wá tata pẹ̀lú mi àbómi ló fẹ́ ta. And I was going to tell you all this story when she said come and were too big. Before I got my job, I had a shop in Shomolu. I was living in VI. So we took all this stuff home. Do you know I started selling ice block? My ice block, that's a VI lost CV in Shomolu, and don't take.
Respect.
Mama wa ṣe ó wá lè mọ́ mi lára. Mo máa ní degrees. Mo máa ní degrees but mo gbọ́dọ̀
Mommy.
Ìyẹn wá ní kíni.
Oh.
Kilo even l'America kò sí iṣẹ́ kan tèmi ò lè ṣe. Màá ní nǹkan tó wà ń bẹ̀.
Dangote ṣe iṣẹ́ kan nìkan ló ń ṣe, iṣẹ́ kan nìkan kọ́ ló ń ṣe. Gbogbo ọjà lówó ń tà.
Gbogbo ọjà ni. Gbogbo ọjà.
My friends will say, Our Excellency, Jack of all trades, ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Yeah. When people want to they something, we want to cook African cook, they call me.
Oh.
Hey, you want to do this? Call her. Now money now. Say you no go pay.
Abi now.
Say by the right myself when pay me alright. But everybody knows that's not our actual job.
Absolutely.
Else. She has passion for it. And you're gonna be and we try to make it and go and get the other people that we put Maggie and Ajinomoto for the food.
Of course. Okuta.
Thank you.
I love this mama.
I love you. So we need, so you know, that does not, because I was in Nigeria, I have my car, shaking basing on motor can shop kawata. So I begin to go Nigeria go Monteja. Oh, Roger, yeah, Vanta Wata, to Bafe lobby can. But then coons come back to call FSS, Mungonepanu Lomolock Pateja frozen fish. Frozen shark. So
slaking, Shengo mommy.
Abby. Well, what is the big deal?
Exactly.
What's the big deal?
Sheba, put food on your table.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed. So get creative. Don't, you know, in fact, I'm getting discouraged with Nigerians. We all turn beggars because of social media. So all this thing I'm talking about, should be Nigeria none.
I told somebody the other day, he was like, oh, he's a man, he has not provided for his family. I said, can't you use your hands to do things that you have passion with? Oh, me of me need degree. When you go saying you need degree.
Excuse me.
You were saying I have a degree. I said you have a degree does not mean you cannot work or cook or do whatever you have to do for your family.
Let me also on this. What a degree does is give you the choice to say, oh, you think because I'm doing that? Okay, I'm done. Bye. I've worked off jobs before.
Thank you. Tell them, oh, me and Hannah the same too.
And even if you're my client, if you're too this, I'm telling you, I'm like, you can
that's the door. Walk it out. Else. Money the way. What the fuck clients?
I mean, even if
I mean, $3,000, don't pay me need the servicing. More bound jello me buy must phone loan pada. That is to show me more junior.
Loan jet on very phone.
Then you.
Most of you have degree that you're useless with.
Oh.
You're an engineer, jockey, low fabricate to manufacture.
Exactly. Ever make software.
They're still looking for me to give you a job. That is the problem with Nigeria. Oh, the opportunity is not there. Work and money is not there. To buy 500 naira, Looney Berry.
Oh.
Emi ti mo ni monetize block. Show cost him. Shebi kin gbe sínú freezer ni. Tó bá dé ton generator kin gbe gbogbo kitin ko kin ko sí mọ́. En tó pé ní mọ́tò ni. Ẹni tí ò ní mọ́tò kin ṣòwò.
Ṣé wá ju ilé ńkọ́?
Mba nínú Victoria Island gan wọ́n ta on rice block.
Oh.
Wa tán. Mba tenti na me ngba pé how can you be doing that? Mo ní jọ tó bá ti rí wa ntiti wo sha ra so that so ma sọ pé o mọ̀ mi rí. Me cannot you monetize block no ni mo ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀ ni mo jẹ́ executive program for NNPC.
Can you hear mama?
Program from First Bank of Nigeria. The executive, not just the employees. Emi you cannot.
It's been everywhere.
So when you you can't put me down, and I don't need you to put me up.
don't function like that in our clique.
Yeah. It was need in your lati boost yourself up. And probably this is the first time I'm even saying this on here like this. And the only reason I'm expressing this is because mental health issue. Can you imagine going from America, you have a very cushy job, going to Nigeria, and you have to be dependent on a man. Ṣáwọn ọkùnrin wá tiẹ̀ ṣe gbójúlé ni. Ìgbà iná màmá wíjà. Wọ́n ti ń ṣe Bugatti pẹ́ kò ń ṣe kán ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣe ń sìn. Ṣé orí pé mò ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni? Ó ṣe ṣe nìwọ náà wá nǹkan kan ṣe ni nà. Ọ̀gá mo sọ fún ẹ̀ka tó kúrò l'Amẹ́ríkà, ó ṣàmọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ tí mo kọ́.
Ẹlòmíì gan ló ń bọ́ ọkọ náà gan tí ó tó ní wàhálà.
Nígbà tí ilẹ̀ tó rẹ̀ executive àwọn tó wá check out pé ó ṣọ́ pé kò ń ṣe àwọn bàbá kan náà ń gbé kiri.
Nǹkan tí wọ́n máa àwọn olórí ibú nǹkan tí wọ́n máa sọ káàkiri náà ni.
Because I had a company driver and a company car, so it's miraculous pé ní Nàìjíríà ta ló bá wa kò ń ṣe bàbá ẹ̀ náà òun dẹ̀ kọ́ lòun wa. Ọlọ́run ló wà.
They will blackmail you.
Ọlọ́run ló wà. Just come on watching TV. Ṣé nǹkan tẹ̀ ń ṣe nìyẹn? Let me go talk to them. Àmì ìṣẹ́bí VI náà lájọ wà. Mi dẹ̀ lọ́mú lọ́ba sọ̀rọ̀. Mo dẹ̀ sọ terms mi fún un. Ó dẹ̀ gbà, ó gbà wọlé. Tí wọ́n gbé Mercedes lè gbà tèmi náà dẹ̀ tí wọ́n náà bá tó wá fẹ́ ṣe fọ́rí bíi tèmi. Lọ́kì mọ́dà ẹ̀ ń lò ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú latest car tọ́ra fún ẹ.
Wá fún ọ ní agbọ̀tẹ́sọ̀n.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ máa tún amúkan ní kí n yà wá kí yín ni. Nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbé fún ẹ má gbé wọlé jẹ́ kán tẹ̀lé ẹ jáde kó lè rí.
Ẹ ti gbà máa mi, ẹ ṣeré.
So why are you stressing yourself? And whoever wants to oppress you, oppress them.
Newspaper.
Oh, you know, to my when oppress them. Often like hypertension. My father used to, especially we go back to Nigeria with our men. My father would say, "My King," and when he was working in the bank as a man, so he sees all these women that went crazy, and he would say, "Don't let any man run you crazy." Evidently, kemusi, komusiga.
We don't drink, but when we talk about
it's to dance. It's to water, drink, and dance.
Abi?
Dance in a
dance and water, that's it.
Dance in a corner, ìṣòro ayé mi.
Ìṣòro kọ́, àwa máa fi ń gbádùn ní tiwa.
Ó ní mo fi ń sọ. So táwọn àfáà bá sọ pé Muslim women lè jó màá ní ẹ máa sọ.
Ẹ má dá wọn lóhùn, nǹkan tí wọ́n fi ń jẹ́ káwọn ẹlòmíì máa commit suicide.
Nǹkan tó máa fi. I know, Mr. I'm not saying all men. Come on, take what really pertains to you. Most of what
I'm saying, behave yourself. Hey.
Most of what I'm saying is to advise our men going through any situation to not depend. The problem. The man has his own problem. In fact, if a real man knows what he's supposed to carry, we women, we will sympathize with them.
Of course.
If they actually know their responsibility, we will be so empathic that we will.
But you know, sorry to cut you off, Hajia. I think the problem is, just like Bimoshi saw the last time, and you know, you know, end up with good women.
I think that's the way God designed.
And then I want to end up good. So,
that's why when I say when we're making all those decisions, let's be very careful. So let's be very careful and let's identify. Tobati mokware. Be ọkùnrin náà máa ń go through it. Heart like a woman. They go through this stress. Mama will say, ọkùnrin ni wọ́n ìṣá, èmi ti tún jóbìnrin ni mama. Dáre gbà mẹ́. Is that they're so sensitive that they don't know how to mistreat a woman.
Hajia, Ami, be easy. Ahmed, what am I going easy on? We have to tell you the truth. And you already know. You're not a new member. You're trying the group since day one. So we cannot paint it a different way.
If you want me to talk on this,
she knows how we roll. We have to say it as it is. I'm sorry. You have to hear it the way it is.
Everybody take yours. Most of our young women, or even the older women, I will marry you.
We understand you are one of the Okuri, but we have to move on.
Don't worry, I will marry you. Since you have said we are one of them. You are one of the good ones. I will marry you. Kebi Khadija, Maria, Mohammed. So don't worry about the age.
See me in my office later. Keep connecting.
So what I'm really trying to focus on is to encourage any one of us that might be going through something or sees some issues that they classify as problem. That is not necessarily a problem. It is a problem because you're in it. But if you take yourself out of that situation, not, the situation meaning whatever incident occurred, and create a solution that you can work with and be at peace, it will work for you. It will work for you. Because he said, I've not promised you that I will not test you. Don't say because I'm a believer. And
Our prophets, test.
Test. Joseph who were tested. Jesus were tested. Miriam Nkombolo ti royun he. So you are one of the blessed. That's why I said, when that problem becomes too much, tètè pé ṣàkíyèsí pé wá ó ti sọ fún mi o ìlérí èmi láàrin àti ẹni pé so if you want me to take care of this, you better bring people that are going to support it, so I'll be the solution person. Absolutely. Create a solution.
Good job.
That's what we're
talking about. A solution from it. Awesome.
Prepare a solution from it. Depression even could come from illness.
Yes.
You suddenly being diagnosed with cancer or some rare disease, diabetes, heart disease, stroke. It creates depression. Somebody that's been self-caring for themselves all of a sudden has to depend on somebody. That's why even in healthcare, we take care of depression. We ask them some of those symptoms that can, highlight depression. What are you able to do for yourself? Can you imagine you've been bathing yourself for years, and because of some illness, you have to have someone see your privacy, bath for you? It could create depression. That's a health issue, a health depression. But we also want you to know that even with that diagnosis, it's not necessarily a death sentence. And finding the right therapy, the right cure, complying with your medical treatment will ease the pain over time.
My baby mama wants me back in the UK now with my son. But what?
What is the but there? So we have to see that. We have to look at the health issue also creating some of these health issues, health concerns. Do you get slapped and beat up with black eye every morning? If you continue, my own advice, if it happened once, it's going to happen again if you don't stop it. An abuser is an abuser.
Sure.
They must be willing and ready.
Which is always not the case.
Which is not always the case, because guess what?
Abuser, cheater, they never change, those two.
They will tell you why they have to do what they do. And we all have reasons why we do what we do. So those are the things that you need to identify, be you man or woman going through it. And then I will ask you, why are you taking it or going through it yourself?
Why are you still there?
Why are you still there? Some people, they are abusers in the sense like, they're cursers.
What if he be one? What if he were? What like to get here?
bó bá jí láàárọ̀ ìpè ní ọ́fíìsì yẹn.
No,
Bọ́ọ̀lù ìpè ní ọ́fíìsì. See, if your own spirit doesn't regulate with that, check yourself. Check yourself. Bẹ́pẹ́ ò bá jẹ́ àwọ̀ tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ ńkọ́.
Oh. Something what me kò kí ń ṣe abuse. Emotional ló ń pa wọ́n jù o.
Emotional, physical, financial,
thank you.
health. It goes a long way.
Ẹ bá mi sọ fún ọ o, mo ti kà o.
Long way. It's different patterns. As long as it doesn't make you happy, what is happiness for you? Ẹni tó jí tó fẹ́ pè rán ẹ lọ síbi iṣẹ́. Àbí tó ń bọ̀ tó fi gbájú pàdé ẹ̀.
Àbí tó wọ̀ ẹ́ tó sọ pé I don't care. I don't care gan ọ̀rọ̀ ní America. It's a strong word.
Somebody tells you I don't care. Why should you care? What are you care? Why are you stressing yourself? Only I don't care. Tó bá kàn wọ́n tó ń care. Tó bá ṣe kíní kan, bó bá ṣubú, tó bá kàn lápá ẹgbẹ́ lọ sí hospital. Bó bá kàn lẹ́sẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ lọ. In tó bá ṣe é ṣe ẹ bá ṣe, in tí ò dẹ̀ ṣe é ṣe, I should lay your bed. Àkókò mọ ìlú tá wà ń bíbá yìí sìn. Ọmọ 15 years gan lè lóhùn lọ gbalé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
But technically 18. Wọ́n parẹ́ lórí ọmọ 26. Wàá kú, wọ́n máa ṣayé ara wọn.
Àbọ̀ ń para rẹ lórí ẹnìkan tó ń cheat pẹ̀lú ẹnìkan bìkan.
Àbí bàbá 70, bàbá 60, 50, bàbá 40, ìyá 40, ìyá 30, ó bímọ after 2, after 3. They will ṣayé o. We are all here to live our life.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Live yours. Fàdúrà ràn lọ́wọ́. That's what I tell people. And if you don't believe in prayer, then definitely live your life. At least you can live your life. Find what makes you happy. Pick up a hobby. Garden. Shopping máa kọ́ sí ẹ lówó torí kò sówó mọ́. Global kò sí free money mọ́. Kò sí free money mọ́. So you gotta pay that bills. But pick up a hobby. Travel with some friends. Go there. Have you ever have a date with yourself? Meaningful friends. That's what, have you ever have a date with yourself?
Oh.
Because people
say I'm going on a date, they are like, with who? With myself, of course.
And with myself, of course.
Kí ló ṣe mí?
When you going out to lunch?
Oh.
You can have a date with yourself.
Absolutely.
Because that means taking care of yourself.
If you don't care for yourself in the first place, you wouldn't know when somebody's
going to you that you cannot go and get your nails done and cleaned or get a pedicure. And you are waiting for a man to come and pay for it. Hello, show him gonna get a pedicure.
Show them a pedicure, boy.
Pedicure, oh, she mokuta nino bathroom kufo. So you're taking care of yourself. Having a date with yourself could be as simple as that. Get a massage.
I love it.
Pay somebody to.
Our massage therapist, me won't like me budget.
Take care of yourself, because what you're doing is distressing yourself. Learn to manage your own stress, because we are going to have stress. We are going to have problems.
Absolutely.
Things will not always go the way you plan it. It is a fact. Your woman can disappoint you. Your children can disappoint you. So all those men that are saying it's not us men. That's why I'm just using women. The men are so wonderful. But disappointed with from anybody. Be it they, they do it consciously or unconsciously. So about they say parents habit to need blood pressure, habit to develop disease. She won't need belly a woman.
Oh, what to be the next person?
Èmi ló ń sọ fún mo láwọn bàbá kan bẹ́ẹ̀.
Tó bá wá kú kí ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ti bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Má tẹ̀ máa sọ fún ẹni pé ẹ gbé ọmọ àwọn làwọn máa fẹ́ tán bá dà wá láì ìgbà tí ìyàwó wọn fẹ́ ẹni tí ò tọ́ ìgbé ọmọ wọn gan-an fẹ́. So this thing has been going on. We're only sharing this so you can look through different things that you have that we may not have even shared and know that, gbogbo nǹkan tí arábìnrin yìí sọ, èmi ò máa tẹ̀ go through this much. Okay, jẹ́ kí n wá bí. Because guess what? The problem.
If they're not going through it, they should be able to empathize and sympathize with other people and not enable their abuse when they see it happening around them.
Well, are you a trustworthy person for somebody to come to you with that situation? Or are you the one that we now call Sikira? Oh, the mount you won't feel fully bad no day, but a lot of good enemy.
Of course.
Oh, Nimona. Oh, Lorry. I feel.
What could that? What could judge now?
We women were full of that. And our
men are full of that.
Don't let your friend advise you what they will not do in their home. They're not letting you do. So see whom you can talk to. You have a spiritual counselor or a trustworthy imam, a trustworthy pastor. I want Tony Mwatila Kayini.
Kisha were talk fidi here sibibe.
Social media gone a lot of time. I have not been doing a lot of social media unless I'm coming because so So we need to be very careful what we're listening to, even on social media. Whom we're listening to. Even what we've said here, please analyze it and use what's best for you.
Absolutely.
Because you remember, I'm saying it's general conversation. You're not in my clinic or in my office that I've been able to take detailed analysis to be able to go through it. But this is what is common that we say. And really, all about you. I'm all about you as an individual. So that you can be functional by yourself and within the community. Because healthy living, one of the health issues I talked about people with bulimia and anorexia is what we eat and what we consume. We briefly touched on smoking, the drug use and alcohol. So if you're aging, as you age, it really shows how you've lived your life. If you see somebody and they're in their 60s and say, oh, she just looks like she's 35 or 40 or no. Yes, because maybe they've maintained their life very well. Maybe they've maintained their life very well. Or maybe they're genetically just blessed. Yeah, family can only leg badura, ali badura by simple long jaru biwa. Because obi eti bi eno omori nikan lo le gbadura. You cannot pray about Ọlọ́run jẹ́ n róbìrì bí ẹ. Wọ́n ti bí ẹ náà. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kán láàánú ẹ lókù. Torí àwọn òbí mi ò láàánú ọmọ. Wọ́n ti ẹ̀ ń ọmọ kan gbàgbégbé wọn kọjá. Ṣòro ẹlòmíì láyé yìí.
Ẹlòmíì kan bímọ ni kò kí ń ṣe òbí.
Ìṣòro ayé ẹlòmíì báyìí òbí ẹ ni. The problem was created into his or her life by the parents. So we need to be very careful. And we have the guidelines on how to deal with our parents. But in Tobatima, destabilize mental status. Take a break. Ọlọ́run ní ká para wa nítorí anybody. Má jà dáhùn mọ́ tọ́. Torí yàn lè padà pé yẹ pé bọ́rọ̀ yìí ṣe rí ni I should have taken this action. Too late. I tell my children, if I'm stressful to you, please get away. Because I get away to back to stress. Oh, kò sọ́mọ tí mo lè nà wọ́n.
Báwo ló ṣe máa ń ṣe? Má fi kún títí àbí má dínkù àbí báwo wọ́n ṣe máa ń sọ.
So we need to be very, I want us to just be conscious of what we go through and consciously analyze the issue. Kuma mukwe and shatamatamu. And nigga kan, and ni jeta, and 3 weeks ago, and 10 weeks ago. Utin ya already 10 weeks ago. Insanity team wole. Unto but is sub learning, even our own faces, don't go to bed angry.
But there will be some people, you know, with a spouse in me, to will gaslight one that you want to communicate with, but because they're narcissists, they wouldn't want to talk about it.
They won't want to talk about it.
And then they will make you be like, what going anyway? To the
you don't want to talk. No wala now. Not talking is also decision making.
Oh,
talking. No problem. You that you want to talk and you find a solution, follow your solution. Well, we didn't talk about it. Exactly. We didn't because you refused and the decision needs to be made. So I made that decision. Because not talking is also telling you something.
Absolutely.
When you have people about their opinion, and that's what is going on in our own society back home. Without praying problem that God has no business with it. That's
why the last time I said, Nigeria girl, you know, when
you are going home and you are praying, you have to look at what we pray about in Nigeria. Even what traffic, which way should I? But I do pay for long with GPS. I can look at where the red line is. So, but not Osiwa. It's saying Amatufi Boko Haram bandits. Amafikun.
So unfortunate.
I was saying. Only 99% of Nigerians have a level of mental health issue.
And they don't check the mental health back home because they believe check it.
But any to mba sorrow. If that's mama pe were wa nenu ebi yin.
What about me there?
Patient ṣẹlẹ̀. Èyàn ṣeun tí ò dá. Ẹni ẹ má jẹ́ kó bínú, ẹ má jẹ́ kó bínú, ẹ ṣá ora fílẹ̀. Absolute insanity.
Oh.
So a pacify èyàn kan kó má bínú. Kéèyàn kejì yẹn kó gbà. Ibi tẹ́ ti máa abuse one in
abuse one big time, but bad abuse.
Torí wàá sọ fún mi nsìn pé n tó pé mo jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n. Kí n dẹ̀ wá kú nítorí àbúrò mi. Ṣàbúrò mi fẹ́ lọ tọ́jú ọmọ mi ni. Ẹ ṣé kó má bínú, no problem. Gbogbo yín máa tó mọ̀ nsìn pé àtẹni tí ò ní bínú àtẹni tó dájọ́ má bínú ẹ ríran wò báyìí. You have properties, ẹ máa jà. Ẹni tó ìwọ tó ní property nílùú yín, ilẹ̀ ẹni, ìwọ ló ní kò tí ẹ ń ṣe pé wàrà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìlú ẹ. Nílùú ẹ gangan tó jẹ́ community ilẹ̀ ẹni tí baálẹ̀ yín múlẹ̀ tó tà. Ó kọ́kọ́ débẹ̀ kó wá mú ṣin fún. Bí tẹ Ajégúnlẹ̀ dẹ̀ ni.
Portable. Portable lọ.
Kò tẹ̀ ní èmi gan portable. You have to look at what goes on. Ìdájọ́ tó dẹ̀ máa dá ẹ ní pé àwọn olóòótọ́ mọ̀ pé ilẹ̀ ẹni ṣùgbọ́n gbà tó wà ń bẹ̀ látijọ́ ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yà wèrè ni. Torí ẹni tó bá gbádùn ò gbọ́dọ̀ dárú ẹjọ́ yẹn.
Wọ́n kún tàbí àwọn wèrè.
Torí tẹ bá ti fò tọ́lẹ̀ tẹ́ ń pẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ inú pẹ́pẹ́ ẹni tó ní nǹkan ẹ fẹ́ pa. Or ẹ̀yin ti ya wèrè. So you have to be able to identify. Nítorí mi sọ pé o fẹ́ jà, o lè fa wàhálà. Mi tẹ̀ mọ́ bẹ ṣe ń gbé Nàìjíríà because ẹ láti máa ṣe wèrè fún ayé lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan. Kàn náà mọ̀ pé ní skọ́. Because when I go to Nigeria, mo gbàṣọ ọmọlúàbí mi sílẹ̀ nínú plane. Kò ṣe ní outside o. Ní airport lẹ ti máa ṣe wèrè fúnra yín. Láti inú airport ló ti máa mọ̀ pé mo ti wọ Nigeria, insanity bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Nigeria nìkan kan ṣe bí a ṣe ní hajj.
O ti ẹ̀ ṣe jáde.
Ngbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí káwọn ní mọ́tò kí ni gbogbo àṣà àwọn ní Nigeria style.
Ọmọ Naija làwa o, àyẹn tó pa àgbẹ̀.
Àgbẹ̀ ti Naija wọ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n gbé dá Arab wọ̀.
Wọlé kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹjọ́ ẹ̀yà àgò. Wọ́n dẹ̀ rí pé àwọn eléyìí ẹ jẹ́ kan lọ. Ó wà lára wọn. So you have to see that we all have it. Ó kàn pé bóníkálùkù ṣe ń display tiẹ̀ ló matter pé eléyìí functional wèrè. Eléyìí ó ti bugi jẹ. So you need to take care of your mental health. Ọkùnrin tó lọ́rùn ìyàwó ní kò wá UK ró dáadáa kó tó lọ.
Bóyá ti fọ̀lú mọ́ tán, ó ń wọ ẹ̀ padà kó wá san bí òfin kó wá ṣiṣẹ́. Ọjọ́ ọdẹ bá wẹ̀.
There's another thing. When we say sexual abuse, torí Hajia amẹ́nu lọ́bẹ̀ ò lè kásẹ̀ lọ sókè. Ẹni tó mọ̀ wípé òun ti ní STD. Tó dẹ̀ ṣì bẹ́ẹ̀ lò pọ̀. Ó mọ̀. Because if you are promiscuous, so lè sọ fún mi pé and you as a man or a woman still say you love that person. HIV ló kàn.
HIV ló kàn. That's why I say, why would you sit in a relationship that you are with a cheater saying it's not abusive? Abuse gone here.
It's abuse. Sexually transmitted disease by your partner that they know, consciously know, that they've been having unprotected sex. You don't need to be diagnosed.
Some are even protected, but what is the guarantee that the condom is not breaking? We've seen cases condom break.
This from saliva, and when you're in intimacy, you exchange a lot of body chemicals. So we need to be conscious of that. So, you know, or you're a married person and you have this occurring, which happens within married people as well. If you
had one case the last time, sorry to cut you off. This guy went to Africa. He came back with some kind of sexual transmitted disease. Instead of telling his wife, he did not tell her. He was insisting that she had to give him head. She was giving him her head. If he told her to say where God will save her, phone you to among Bepamo Kaki. Lolon fi run law. A message popped up from this girlfriend back home saying she went to do her own test. He told his own ally, his girlfriend back home, to go and get tested. Yeah, what to be muffin? Don't suffer. Girl, ye, what Johnny company in America, to take a state. Long fund one say one Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, insist. This particular person, Timon saw ye, and me, mommy. Only he kept insisting that I had to give him head. I had to give him head. And I was like, what the hell is going on with this? Only phone come doing it. Uncle take him more phone, but I'm be something will keep telling you. Check yourself, something is wrong somewhere. Only boy she pay phones, okay, bye. She just saw the girlfriend saying, I went to the hospital and I was told, I have it. Thank you for the money you sent. Oh, how many did you want to send the money for you? Come at treat. Becca, she is here with him in America. He did not tell her to seek treatment. Instead, he kept telling her to give him the head because they want to kill her so they can bring the next person in. And then later they will say, she is not submissive. Something happened.
So you see that situation, that's sexual abuse. Because you already know and you did not inform your other partner. Everybody needs to be involved in that treatment. Because I'm not getting a treatment, at least Yawuli, ó ṣáàní ní pé tó bá lo protection pé you want to think anything about it. And if you know that your man has multiple partners, you need to be constantly checking. COVID now, we're constantly checking. Tó bá mú relay. Lẹ́mi ní tèmi o. Dàlérú torí ń gbà ẹ̀ làwọn èèyàn kan máa wọ.
Dàlérú bíi ti bó. Nínú pálí gan ó ní divorce is permitted. Dàlérú nígbà tíyàn bá ń ṣe ṣìnà kí ló tún kù? Ó fẹ́ pa mí ní ẹ̀.
You know your partner has multiple relationships. Then you need to be cautious of the best treatment for you. What I will do is not necessarily what you will do. But if you decide to condone it, do frequent checking. Because I remember HIV is still not gone.
Never.
It's not gone. So you men or women that are here, and we know there's no medical facility in our own country anyway. And when so if you have to have a relationship, an intimacy like that when you go back home, know that that man is not waiting for you to get there continuing sex. Neither is that, and definitely this is an adult discussion, so I'm going to use the proper language. So you and the woman that you left in Nigeria is not going to wait for you 6 months, 1 year, and say,
my wife is I'm already in it. America to expose
Abby.
At that time, when they were doing this green card, bringing people, they were not doing this DNA. Things were going fine. I think that America better DNA for you green card. I to expose babe.
I even have a friend. Are you serious? You what you jato omotamani obìnrin lè gbé báyìí. Ó tẹ̀ tí kó wọn dé bíbọ̀ kan tó gba final green card. That DNA was requested. We met at a conference.
Wow.
You know, how much time I make cooking the tongue. Okay, no, but about my interesting talking to me. Money really? You know, I'm mẹ́ta bí mẹ́rin ẹyọ kan ṣoṣo ní tiẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ ti sanwó kan wọ yunifásitì. Mo kọ́kọ́ wá wò báyìí pé so obìnrin lè ṣe ìpele ìfún. Obìnrin mo gbèdì fún yín o. Ẹ̀yin kan láyà.
Silent treatment.
But tí má tún wá worú àwọn ọkùnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. Bó ṣe yẹ kó rí gan-an náà nìyẹn. So we all have to be careful. We have to, and that is why when we talk about, you know, sexual, but definitely it could be emotionally damaging.
Absolutely.
How could a man trust a woman like anymore? Genetic testing.
What did Jackie brother any touch? Oh, that's so good. After I shot me,
But I was so surprised. I mean, the man has remained unmarried since that relationship.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
Because at that point, I eat a fair in a fair way, anyway, in a fair money, I don't fair way. We didn't know my fair way. You see? So we need to.
No, I won't wear me. Kurani gun, you want him Bola Nisio. To take a aerobic power on your take out Lori Booney.
That's why I said don't be deceived into this spiritual abuse either.
Oh.
Always check yourself. And we've been the one talking. I need to know if anybody has questions or if there's areas that we didn't touch. that we may need to talk about, maybe if not today, later on, or expand on it, either with some other providers as well. But it's about so tó bá ṣe dédé ara yín, ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ pé olólùfẹ́ wa ní ibi tọ́lọ́run rán wa sí ni.
The truth don't want but need to be told. They're unapologetic. I made you are unapologetic about things we say.
Check yourself, Laura Temiu. Check
we love ourselves like that. That's why we roll very well.
Check yourself.
Because
the Yoruba says Otitoro Okoro. Truth is very hard and it's not received well.
Absolutely.
But we need to make sure that we're true to ourselves, if not anybody else. I'm yours, in love, one love. So we want to see, we're seeing that. We want to see if anybody has questions. If Brother Hamed is still online with us.
Brother Hamed, I think you need to ask Hajia your questions because he has a lot that needs to be talked to. Our Brother Hamed, our sister at Hamaloro, so Mama, Brother Hamed, Dada. Before you go back to any UK, check yourself.
Oh, okay. I think he's the one going back to UK.
Oh no, my baby mama wants me back. My baby mama for
like you said, thank you, like you said, baby mama. If you're calling someone baby mama, it has a lot of meaning. So check that. Check yourself. Check yourself. I will say that again. I'm not saying don't go back, but why? Don't leave your child. That is your responsibility. But
some of them think, once I'm not sleeping with her, I'm not supposed to pay child support. Child support is sleeping with you. Bring me back home.
That is another. That's a whole topic.
That's another topic for another damn day.
That's a whole.
I'm paying your mother. I want to come back into the house. See, Akpabo.
That support is not coming back to the house.
Don't mind them.
It is the responsibility of you taking care of your child.
Even the child support,
needs, it's a whole topic on its own. Needs more than that $100 or $200, even if it's $1,000.
It's only someone who really cares about kids. It's very expensive to raise children.
Very highly expensive. Do you pay for that vacation?
Oh, vacation, no.
$100 Nike shoe.
Vacation,
Wait, that's even another topic because I don't think that happens in Nigeria anyway. For most people. So, if you have questions, please let us know. If you want,
thank you.
If we want us to expand in some areas, we will be more than willing to. But I came on to really give us a general perspective to really, as we Muslims are going into a new year, to have the right mindset, to go beautifully and walk in the light into that new year. And for those that are really, this is the 7th month. That means 7 months is gone out of this year. Next week is going to be August 1st. Step out, because the kids, if you have children, they're going back to school. Those responsibilities don't stop. What is your plan for yourself? What is your self-care? What would you do to make you that which the Creator has ordained you to be? That's a question for you and I to work with. We're here to impact one another beautifully, lovingly in this life, to be a light to one another. Whether we choose to be that is another question. Only you can answer. But I leave you with those questions so you can know the next step of action may be for you. And if it involves us, please don't hesitate. We don't have all the answers, but we promise to find it. And there's always an answer. Somewhere, before you take that life that you didn't create, reach out. There's someone there for you. We're going through hard times. Not only in Nigeria, but everywhere. In Nigeria, we don't believe there's COVID, but it's there. Here, winter is coming. We're seeing the number increasing. It's anxiety for most. We need to take care of ourselves. Have that plan. There's no life without an end. We want to live to be 200 years, but those days are gone. And did you ask yourself, how would you function at 200? Have a plan. Have a end of life plan. If it happens, who will take care of your children, especially if they're young, because you're stressing yourself to death? If you're in an abusive relationship, we don't pray that it happens, but we've seen it happen, even here in US. Husband killing wives. What would you do? How would your children survive? Consider those children. For those of you in service in Nigeria, because we're all government, when I come to your office and I need to get my particulars for my car, or get my passport that is supposed to be 17,000 and paying 100,000, you are also in government. How are you impacting the society? I want some salary back on it. I just ask you, what is your contribution to the development or destruction of a nation called Nigeria? If we end up having war, America will not come to our aid. UK will not come to our aid. They are benefactors of the dysfunctionality in that country. America will take care of itself, and so will Europe. Who will take care of Nigerians? America cannot contain 200 million of us, and I'm telling you that. Ghana will close their border because we did lock them out too. South Africa is going through theirs, and we've seen what happened even during COVID. Check yourself in the problem of that nation. Ask yourself and be truthful to yourself. How diligent are you in service? Because most of Nigerian workers work in service in the government. Before we cut a finger, make sure you have yours clean. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò ní jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Mama, so Sherry, we talk. We are just together. People in my circle, we talk the same way.
I lay.
Hands. Clean
I
hands. Always come with clean hands with God, and He will always vindicate you. Stop complaining about people. What are you doing? Check yourself first.
Check yourself.
You're talking about this person did not do this. Look at us now. We left our work. We left our family. We're not getting paid for this. We are doing it. But when we call you now, you say, how much are you going to pay for my data? How much are you going to pay for Sokinika? Is anybody paying for our own now? No. So you also have to be willing to give back to the society, to give back to your community.
And this problem in Nigeria, it started a long time ago. We just didn't pay attention. It started a long time ago. I remember a child. I was in school. She was in university. About she was in secondary school. In fact, I don't know. Tell you about not to pay 1 million. It sounds like a lot of money because I think probably Naira was still like 80 something to 1. By the time I'm 21, I have to have 1 million. And I'm saying we are 80 something. It's not even 100. 1 million. I'm not millionaire by the time we are 21. Larry short period will it. But you know what? That person actually proved themselves because they're the ones that are going to only
Oh goodness.
Because what? Nínú kékeré náà ló ti ń sọ ohun tó máa ṣe. Because we value money too much in Nigeria.
Even well, the Nigerians coming here still have that mentality.
Yeah, you know, we Nigerians.
God breaks a lot of homes.
Yes.
Because
we
of
value
selfishness.
And I'm not saying money is not great too. Me too, I want to be a man.
Oh,
but ẹni tó máa ṣe Ọlọ́run máa mọ̀ mọ̀ torí ń gbà tán ní according to our own faith ó ní gbogbo náírà tí n bá ní mo máa ṣàlàyé gbogbo dọ́là tí n bá pa máa ṣàlàyé so owó Dangote jẹ́ kó nìkan máa ṣàlàyé ẹ̀.
I know. Uncle Sam won't be by.
Uncle Sam ní gbà tiwa.
Uncle Sam máa san taxes ni.
Máa san tax. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ rẹpẹtẹ kó tó san mọ́. But honestly, it is part of what is breaking that place.
Not and just Salaja, they are bringing.
No, we have our own.
That nonsense.
I did one during our past president.
They want to live the Nigerian life and at the same time have the American life. What fair 50-50? Me by what's if I Nigerian corner? So part of Katon cost wahala.
Galen cotton just simple. Galen just. Not someone here. It will let some buga. It's one Johnson order. Let me buga. So let's kind of look at it. Our leaders are just a representative of who we are. Our leaders are representative of who we are. We live in a very racist community. And I'm following news it's already news in North Carolina right now, where because a lady that is black is a manager of all the officers resigned. All the police in Kelly, North Carolina. They won't cut our face so as Tutun Biba.
I mean, you can do streets me.
And I've been with a major company.
Muslim, what's your mom bear? What's your mommy bear?
I've been the only black director at a very well-known Fortune 100 company here. That my co-director said, I want to research your coming. Killing me, Sheila, killing me one, she be money. She want to come in there. Show what you want to vote meaning. So I will be talking for a regardless if you will do take on to ordinary do. African.
What on she said, Joba, Baolo she did be.
So you will go through it. The little to your care in Nigeria ṣe fún wa ká má gbé ṣáájú yẹ ló ń jẹ yín lénìí o. Ìyà iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ṣe ló ń jẹ yín. Torí ẹ̀yin lẹ jẹ́ kí most people gbé ṣáájú. Àwa la jẹ́ káwọn tó wà bí gbé síbẹ̀. Not necessarily be at the operation, but nǹkan tó bá ní kẹ́ ṣe gan ẹ̀ lè ṣe. Ẹ lè ṣe. Ẹ máa jẹ́ ẹni tó ń send ẹ̀gbọ́n kò lè rí nǹkan kan.
You can even send money to help kini bá mi ra ilẹ̀ wá jẹ́ tán ni kó bá wá àwọn èlò tó ti pa wọ́n pé owó bèrè ilẹ̀ wọn. You know?
Ilẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Nígbà tí nítorí ẹ̀mọ̀ yẹn pé kìíní ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ti pẹ́. It's been happening since the mid-90s. Mid-90s, still about in early 90s. Láti bí 90s. Then kó yẹ ọkọ àti ìyàwó lọ́lé kó máa yà wọ́n wèrè yẹn ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ti pẹ́ láti 70s.
Wow.
Torí nǹkan tẹ́ lọ ń ṣe 50-50 bí àbíyàwó gan ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó wá dé Nàìjíríà tó ń wúgà tó ń ṣe kinní kan. Kó tó ṣẹ́jú pẹ́kẹ́ o ti gbéyàwó wọlé o ti sọ́dọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ Nàìjíríà torí pé Nàìjíríà lẹ́wà nǹkan tó bá wọn èlò lè ṣe. Check yourself. That's why I said what is going on in Nigeria. Some of you are paying for your great grandfathers. Nítorí gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ sí 70s ẹni tó bá ti.
Àní wọ́n fọ fáwọn ṣe.
Ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 70 ẹni tó yàwó ẹ̀ ń wèrè tó kò kàn pé ó yà ń wèrè tó kó lọ ṣoògùn depression ló create yẹ. Frustration.
Tí wọ́n kún bíbẹ̀ wọ́n wà depressed but makeup ló ń gbé wọn kalẹ̀.
Ẹjọ́ kó mọ́tò lọ́lé ẹjọ́ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ó gba gbogbo mọ́tò ìwọ ń gbé gẹ́gẹ́ kiri ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. So how is she not sọ pé báwo láyé òun ṣe rí bá? So it's depression and I know pé party la fi ń ṣe but party ojú kò mú tó wà lọ́kàn kúrò. So let's kind of check ourselves. Let's stay safe. For those of us that are abroad, for those that are at home as well, stay safe. And let's do what is consciously right. At least let it start with you. Exactly. Let it start with you. Change begins with you. Once a salary for MB tó bá ṣe nǹkan téèyàn fún ẹ ní ṣé o lè tip ọlọ́pàá ń bí báyìí? Àbí nítorí mo fún ẹ service tí mo bá wá sí clinic mi ṣó lè tip mi ni o lè gbé gift wá fún mi gan alára because I'm already paid for the duty. Let's look at it. Maybe Nigeria yẹn làwa náà wà tá à ń gba £120 a month. Ẹni máa kọ́lé ẹni ralẹ̀ ẹni ra mọ́tò máa ra mọ́tò. Million lẹ́ ń gbà ń sìn kò tó yín náà. Nítorí there's honesty in what they were doing then than what you're doing now. None of us is clean when it comes to the situation of Nigeria, repeat. Those of us that even enables it, our no. We're part of the problem. One way or other, we've contributed to. So when you go back to work, Nigeria leaning say holiday lẹ́yìn you are. Àwọn ọmọ tó ń jẹ́ holiday wọn náà gba ìjìrá mo ní kí ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn holiday la wà mo ní Ọlọ́run ìjọ lè wá fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ báyìí nítorí Ọlọ́run.
Kì í ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n wà ní.
There are more holidays in that country. I'm not taking away. I'm a Muslim. I'm not taking away from your faith.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you respond? Tí n bá fẹ́ lọ kírun ọdún bí by máa gba time mi, máa lo time personal vacation mi. Kò sí ohun tó ń jẹ́ ẹ tún máa gbà not just 1 day 2 days. Ǹjẹ́ ọ̀la ìṣọdún tó tẹ tún gba ìjírá?
Wọ́n tún blame government gan pé kò tún tó.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ ń ṣe ìjà faith or no faith. At least Christians náà ní lọ bí ṣẹlẹ̀.
Oh.
So let's be realistic. Ọlọ́run ò ní ìdí olùgbèjà ó tó jẹ ìjà. Ẹ̀yin ní kẹ́ gbèjà ara yín. And let's change starts with you. The problem of Nigeria starts with you and I. check yourself. Check yourself. Oh, this nothing me was silly. One check only fi naira mi change owó ní New York. Mo lè mú naira wọlé. And my 1 naira, I would take between $1.80 or $1.90, anywhere they fluctuate. Until 500 naira mi bá ṣe ń gbà yẹn, 1,000 ẹ ò lè ṣe lénìí. So you can see how things has deteriorated. Oh, the naira the airport ń sìn kọ́mọ currency ìlú wo ló ná. But naira nígbà tí mi wá mo change ẹ̀ ní Atlanta gan alára.
Respect.
So we have lost it somewhere, and we are all part of the problems. It's easier to point finger. Are you not a leader in your household?
They always point finger.
But and most of the examples in society, those are leaders in. I'm talking about a house. I'm not even talking about our streets. In Olekone. So if you cannot control what is happening in your house, we have to control 200 million people. Ole pàdé olè lọ́rọ̀ yín Nigeria. Ẹni máa kú pàdé ẹni máa pa. So let us really bí gbogbo wa ṣe gbọ́ludé lẹ́ni tá a yọ pé wẹ́ẹ́ má wọrí o Christian lèmi ń wà bí iṣẹ́ ṣáá ni. Nígbà tí Christmas dé tán fún yín 2 days, ìwọ Muslim ò ṣàyà gbangba lọ sí báǹkì tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ o. Ẹ fọlọ́run lẹ̀ kó gbèjà rẹ̀.
Kò nídìí.
Kò nídìí mi o, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni ò nídìí wọ náà. Iṣẹ́ tó rún ẹ ni kó o mójútó. Find your purpose, work your purpose, work it diligently. Ask yourself, ta ló dùnnú lénìí ná? Nílẹ̀ tó mọ́ lénìí, ta ló dùnnú? Èmi àti Ọlọ́run máa ti dùn àánú lénìí. The fact we can even listen to one another or make this program. Ìdùnnú kan ni o.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ó wọlé ẹ láyọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà, ìdùnnú kan ni o. Tani wọ́n ti dùnnú. Hajia, it seems like our people have gone to bed. Let's issue Nigeria.
Go to bed. Kẹ́ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan mi kó bá jẹ́ sex ní ìsíwájú.
Àwọn àjì tó bá pé sex àti ńlá àbí mò ń bú èèyàn kan.
Kó bá ti ṣe ìlẹ̀ nìkan wá wà ń bíbẹ̀.
Wọ́n bá mi dá sí.
Àbí ẹni tí enable nǹkan wá wà ń bẹ̀. Ní ìsírú eléyìí wò kí fẹ́ gbóòótọ́. Ká bá ti parọ́ fún ọ pé jókòó sí ibi tó ti ń pẹ́ o wá wà ń bíbẹ̀.
Okay o, nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ mo máa send kinní kan máa fún ẹ ní 1,000 naira ẹ̀rí tí wọ́n ti máa share tán ti máa pera wọn wọlé pọ́n fún.
Ẹ ti gbà wọ́n wá giveaway tó ṣe giveaway.
Àbí 1,000 àbí mo lóògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí kan tí n fẹ́ fún yín. I have something that we get your sex drive on. We talk about
it. They wake up. We are selling it too.
We can do that too, but that's a topic for another day.
Exactly.
It's part of life, but it's not a topic for today. We want to really get our wellness in order. Absolutely. Before you go into that, because sometimes ni pé wọ́n try láti suppress whatever they are going through.
Ẹlòmíì kò suppress o màámi. Ẹlòmíì start ní ṣìnà ní ìgbésí ayé rẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ náà. Ẹ ṣe ká pé funfun ní funfun ká pé dúdú.
Baby, o wà bí ó try láti suppress tó ṣe wọ́n lọ ṣe é ṣe.
Àwọn wèrè mi wọ́n ti gbé kò ẹ bá sùn tí wọ́n látàárọ̀ ti dídá rẹ̀ wá sí suppress ń bọ̀ mí ni wọ́n ti fi ṣe wọ́n.
So that's the only thing. Yes. Let's kind of make it work. And Tawi any more questions. We will talk more about it at a later time.
Yes.
So Nigeria people can sleep because it's very late there. When they load that and
Yes.
Our is already inclusive. We've paid for it.
Yes.
It's all inclusive package.
Right.
So like I said, I leave it with all that thoughts.
Okay.
And may Allah make it easy for you and I.
Allahumma.
Make it easy for you and I. And
Doctor is not sleeping. She's liking and loving. Dr.
Okay.
Fabio. She's always here on the show.
Oh, that's gracefully nice. Thank you, Doc.
She said such a beautiful session with you, ma. Thank you so much, Mommy Bola. Ajibola. Said Dr. Fabio. Thank you, Dr. Fabio.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate you as well. Thanks for staying on with us. And
being a support system all through.
Oh, great. Wonderfully.
Friend, our sister.
That is what women, we need to uplift one another. We need to be the support systems that really, women build nations.
Absolutely.
I'm sure our men don't like to hear that. But women, we are builders. We're the backbones of nations. Be whether they want to like it or not, but they should go read the history. They should go and read history. And then they will understand. Because even when God created Adam, he realized that he would be lonely and needed a woman. So, Tibitire Luluwa Dawa. You know what he came back party.
My word, my fair, oh, ni fairy jaubiri. What fairy walk me jaubiri, wawari jaubiri.
So let's be supporters of one another, women. Lift each other up. And don't hesitate, like I said, to reach out.
Yes.
We will do our best. We will find out that information. I don't have million to give out here, but I have what money cannot buy.
Absolutely.
So we're there for you. We're sisters, we're mothers, we're aunties, and our fathers. I say thank you to you all for those of you that wear the hats. Most of you don't get that enough. We appreciate you and we love you dearly. And may God continue to bless your efforts. Ajoma Jiri Omon. Amen. Okay, I rest my case. What dessert? I need my cheesecake for the weekend.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
I need to ship you some from here. You deserve it.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
I'm up to say thank you.
Yeah.
Malarafa,
my
Baddest Wellness Executive. You know, what would I do without you?
It is all by grace.
Thank you, ma.
All by grace. It is all by.
So what I say, have meaningful people around you. Have meaningful friends. Both old, were young, ọmọdé àti àgbàlagbà eko àwọn wèrè káàkiri mọ́ torí ń jọ òní báyìí nísìn mo ṣàrẹ ni pé. You see, I was able to call somebody who was meaningful, not crazy people that you will be carrying around. When your children need connection, have them, put them around people that are meaningful, not crazy people that will go around talking about you when you have problems.
Definitely. And challenges will always be there, but
absolutely,
find the right people to help you resolve it. Don't and even if you have to go through it alone, just know that you're not alone. We're never alone. Okay? So don't feel that loneliness to the point of depression. Because it's really, with what's going on, it's very easy. Trust me. We're saying it. And mostly, my people in Nigeria, I just don't know. I don't know. Hopefully our children comes out in one piece in that country. I'm more concerned about them. But Africans, Also, by tough skin, do we? Let's wait and see. Let's write this story. If I'm around 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we'll see what those children that are 5 years old today turn out to be. So, all the Lexus and Killer Feguns and Ferrari will not bring sanity.
No.
And that is what's creating the uproar in that country. For you to kidnap a fellow human being and want 800 million naira, and you cannot give 1 million naira to every citizen in that country. It's such a shame.
But the sad thing is, even some people are having people kidnap them too.
I heard that too.
And he can't enjoy the family, that they called him that the child, this guy was in a university. He asked another person to kidnap him because he wanted to buy an iPhone. Can you imagine that?
iPhone.
So they had to kidnap him to get that money. And now, then the police found out that he was the one that, connected to kidnap himself. So he had to go to jail. And they went to Kitani, bail him. I'm like, why are you guys bailing him? That is part of enabling. You need to that's it. He needs to be there.
That's what I'm saying. When I went to Nigeria and I saw people with iPhone 13, but you're catching downfall.
Oh.
And you're wondering why Thomas Bailey iPhone 13 away. Even Apple has to give me money. I have to make money from Apple to buy the new one.
That's true.
I make money from Apple to buy my Apple phone. So why are you living such a luxurious life? I ask Nigeria, when I see what they, I'm like, iPhone 7, let me be what? Only can iPhone 7, what more just want to say 7?
The bá ti ṣiṣẹ́ tí mo fi ń gbọ́.
Mo ní mo ṣe low down. Àmọ́ mi rẹ̀. Mo ní ká ní mo máa iPhone 13 yẹn lọ lẹ́sìn. A ló wọ́n bẹ lọ́wọ́ ìyá yín. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní mọ̀ pé ní bá ṣe ń ṣe ń bì. But they want to live. Look at what that child did. Ọmọ university. Ṣé yẹn ló kàn nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀? Yẹn kọ́ ló kàn. Our priorities are screwed up. And you see that I'm saying, let's look at the mental health of all these children. Omo university maybe in his 20s. iPhone 13 look. So it's a crazy world when we look at it. It is a crazy world. Yeah, along with one guidance. Okay, my darling sisters, fellow viewers,
Thank you so much.
We thank you.
May Allah bless you for me.
Amina, ya Allah.
May I see you soon to give you a hug and squish you. Love you so much, Eshoga. Thank you so much, viewers. We love you. Thank you for coming on. Like Hajia stated already, if you do have questions, send them to my DM. And we will definitely get in touch with you and answer those questions. And remember, be that change you want to see out there. Bye-bye.
Bye.